sexy as I am. I'm just a sexy guy, you know what I'm saying?
Hold on, my dad's
You are
ringing
sexy
me.
guy.
My dad's ringing
Oh
me.
God. Does he not know what we'll be
Okay.
doing on a Sunday night?
All right, Dad.
Honestly.
I'm all right.
Hi, Dad. I hope it's not bad news.
I hope it's not bad news. Chinny's dad is on the show.
Well, not really. We can hear
Well,
Chinny's reaction to his dad.
we can, but we can't actually hear Chinny's dad. Tell you, Duke. Look at this. Look at my knuckles. Look.
Wow, there's a story there.
There isn't. It looks like I've had a scrap with someone and they just cracked because they're dry. So they're just bleeding on
maybe
their
you should
own.
use some lotion instead of
I
making
think
fun
I
of other
need.
people for using
I think I need
lotion.
some lotion.
Have you gotten over this whole like, oh, let's make fun of people who use lotion?
I maybe need some moisturizer.
That's the same thing, isn't it?
I don't know. It puts the lotion on its skin.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I need to moisturize them. My hands are cracking.
Yeah, you do. Take care of your skin, man.
I know.
It's the biggest
I'm covered
organ
in
you've
shit.
got.
Look, we got that on there. I did
Covered
that
in
today.
shit. That's not healthy.
Did that today. Right. Where else have I
Yeah.
cut my finger? I cut my finger somewhere else. I've got cuts everywhere today. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
I cut a pineapple last night. It was like I was being tortured because of all
Really?
yeah,
Because
because of all the juice. Yeah, because of the citrus
Yeah,
juice going in all my gashes and cuts everywhere.
Yeah.
Tell you, I'm a walking disaster zone.
Sure. Okay, I think that covers it. That one I'll come back to next time.
La 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 la.
Oh man.
And how are you? You're eight.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find a video for this thing. We're late. Come on, Chinny.
I know we're late. Ginny's still yakking.
Okay, New World questline. Cultists into the breaches? No. Ah, I can't find it. What's it called? No. Dang it. Here, maybe if I look for side quests. It's near the Great Cleave. Oh, man. No, it's not there. Oh, oh, oh. No, I don't think that's it. Oh, well, I don't know. No, because I don't think I'm there.
Well, there's a lot of animated conversation going on with Chinny and his dad there, to say.
I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, I do. Well, he's got a bit of a...
We have one show where we don't have things going horribly wrong.
I know, yeah.
Hello.
Is everything okay?
Hello, everything all
Everything's
right?
fine. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right then. There was a lot of animated conversation going on
My
there.
dad is turning 80 next year
All right,
in
okay.
January,
Right.
and we had a Christmas meal today, and everybody was, because my auntie turns 90. So my auntie
Blimey.
and my dad are 80 and 90 together at the same, not roughly about the same time. So we was just talking. He was like, "I've decided what I want to do, Mike." And then he was, yeah, and then he started talking about my new car because he really wants to drive it, drive in it, like have a ride in it. So there you go.
We'll talk about this later. We have a
Yeah.
show to do.
Yeah, we have got a
Okay.
show to do. Come
Yeah.
on.
It's hard
to
though,
go.
because it's hard to tell him to bugger off because it's my dad.
Yeah.
It's time to bugger off. Say you're
I
busy. What's the matter with you?
79.
Look,
I can't
if he
do it.
was dying or something really bad had happened, I'd be like, fine. But you know what I mean? Talking about
No,
freaking birthday
can't.
party,
I
that's not
can't.
till January.
No, I can't. Not my dad.
Of course you
No.
can.
No,
Of course
no,
you
no,
can.
no,
It's
no.
easy. It's
I can't.
easy.
No, bless him.
Anyway, we
He
need to. Are
loves
you
you.
streaming?
He loves you, Stu.
I know he does. I know he does. Are you streaming? I
Yeah,
love him
yeah.
too, by the way.
Yeah.
I was joking. It was jokes.
Yeah. We are streaming. Yeah. Yeah.
All
yeah,
right,
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't find that.
Right. Are we ready to go, Duke?
Yeah, we're recording on this end.
Right. Well, let's do it.
I want to
then.
make sure I got us on YouTube. Hang on.
You.
This is very important that I can. Okay, yes, we're here. That's good to go. So we're ready to rock.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
There we come. There it is. Watch out, people. Gonna make it happen.
Welcome yo to the
Gonna make it
veteran
rain.
gamers. Juju, Ginny,
Other
and fellas will
things.
tell you
Yeah,
about every single game that you
Come
played
on.
this week.
Yeah.
News, reviews, and an indie pick.
We're not giving you money.
Time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite saviors.
Be quiet,
It's the veteran
kitty.
gamers. It's the veteran gamers.
Be quiet, Chinny.
It's the veteran gamers.
Be quiet, Chinny.
You think I care what you think?
Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
Who does the bell toll for?
Hello and welcome to episode 725 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Yeah, 725. What's up, people? Duke in the building.
And Stu,
Mike
In the
Chin
building.
is also in
In the building.
we're all in
We're
the
all
building.
in the building, people.
We
yeah.
are together. We're
And I
totally
want
together.
to, let me tell you all a little story about something that happened here.
It's time for a story, it's time for a story. A very special story, especially for you. It's
So, we're a video game podcast. We're not military veterans. We're veterans of the gaming lifestyle. Last week, I was unstable. Not unstable, but just off my game. I was not at 100%. And here's why. So it's 10:30. So, okay. Oof, let me back. Okay. It's 10:30 p.m. on Saturday night, right? The Duchess and I are almost ready for bed. We're watching an episode of Big Mouth, the cartoon show on Netflix. And my phone rings. Now, I don't know about y'all, but nobody ever calls me except my mom, occasionally my brother, and like that's about it.
Yeah.
Or if I'm expecting a call, I'll know that the phone's going to ring. So when someone calls out of the blue, you just have a bad feeling, right? So it was the wife of my best friend Garrett, and he had a heart attack on Saturday night, and she said we don't know if he's going to make it. And then in the night, she texted me letting me know that he passed away in the night. So yeah, this friend of mine is named Garrett. He was freaking awesome. Chinny, I sent you 2 pictures. I will thank you to put those on the stream so that people can see who he was. I met him in 1994, so it was almost 30 years. And we met when his best friend from high school died coming back to New College, where I went to uni. And so that was a tragic thing that brought us together. And then, yeah, it was. We got to know each other really well. He didn't play a lot of video games, but I can tell you that we bonded. So there's a great pair of pictures from him on the stream during a party. He was I was just running around with my camera, and he posed for one picture, and then he did a little kick to the camera, and that's a good representation of the duality of Garrett.
That's his
because
foot.
he was funny and happy. But yeah, that's him kicking the
Oh,
camera.
right. I didn't know what that was in the full game.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought it was
Yeah.
a thumb.
Yeah.
I thought it was someone's thumb.
Nope,
Yeah.
that's his foot. So it's a perfect representation of him. He and I were both very loud, very opinionated, and we had a lot of really fucking good times. And it really sucks.
Yeah, it
that
does.
He just, one day he was there. I sent him. His birthday was on the 11th of November, and then I get a call saying he's not here anymore. And as his wife and I agreed, there's a picture of him holding an orange slice to my head in 1997, give or take. His wife and I agree that a world without him is much shittier. So it sucks. He didn't play a lot of video games, but he and I did spend many happy hours playing Nitrous Oxide. Did y'all ever play that on the PS1?
I can't say I did. No, I'm afraid. No.
It was a
I'm looking
pretty
for
simple game
some
where you're
footage, though,
in this. Yeah, you can if you want. You don't necessarily have to. It was a game where you went down this like tunnel, and there were a lot of bugs. So it was sort of like Tempest in that you were on the edge of the screen, running around in a circle, and then there were bugs and stuff that you zapped. Anyway, he and I played that a bunch.
That was the game, huh? He didn't like games, but that was.
He didn't like games, but the one game he did
Well,
like was
he
that.
just- Well, for whatever reason, like I had a PS1, and I guess
Yeah.
we kept it upstairs in the house we lived together for a couple of
Right.
years, and he got into that one. We also played You Don't Know Jack,
Oh yeah.
which is this kind of party quiz game. But Nitrous Oxide also had as its soundtrack the entire album Vegas by the Crystal Method, and so he and I
Nice.
both love that album. So whenever you play the game, it's another world, another time. So
I
that's
was going
one
to say,
game
it looks
that we
pretty
bonded
good,
over.
actually. It looks all right, this.
It was fun, yeah. It was
looks
a good
pretty
game.
good.
It was very, hectic. It was hard to, you had to play it a lot to really get a sense of like what was going on and what you needed to do. But I mean, certainly for its time.
Yeah, no, it was
was
good. It looks
really-
fluid.
But you were saying, dude.
Yeah.
About carrots. Go on.
Yeah. So the other video game connection was when I played Myst, I really got into it. This is before I met him. And then when I got to know him, I was sort of on this kick of like, hey, let me see if I can find a game that you'll like. And I tried to get him to play Myst, which he did for a little while, but he found it so ridiculous that in the game Myst, when you picked up a red page, your character would walk around with the page like in front of the camera, or, like it was just holding there. And he just thought that was ridiculous. So anytime I mentioned Myst, he would make this face, like he would put his hand up and pretend to fling a piece of paper in front of me. So that was one video game connection that he had. But most of his energy went toward reading. He loved comic books and graphic novels. And, for whatever reason, he liked board games. Like video games just weren't his thing. But those were a couple of video games that he did like. And I'm just freaking gutted. I was, so during the show last week, as you may recall, I guess I muted you folks, but I didn't mute the recording for whatever reason. So the point being that at one point I was taking a call. Those who listened to the show on the audio recording would have heard it. And yeah, so all day last week, last Sunday, I can't believe it's only been a week. It feels like a month ago. I was just calling all of our friends and just letting them know. So I had the same conversation like 20 times with people that I hadn't spoken to in most cases in years. And so it was just one of those really horrible things, but it was something I could do to lessen his wife's pain and frustration levels. And, I tell my students all the time, like when things get hectic, the most important thing you can do is stay calm and help other people stay calm and, try to be useful. Because everybody always says like, oh, if there's anything I can do, let me know. And, sometimes you will have the ability to do that. And in this case, I did. And it sucks that he's gone, but I'm really glad that I got to know him.
It's
There
it's
you
it's a
go.
terrible thing.
It is awful.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not great, is it? It's
New.
So, my doctor had told me a few weeks ago that my blood pressure is a little high and I need to start cutting out sodium and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. There's a difference between your doctor telling you, knowing in the abstract that you need to take care of yourself, and suddenly losing a friend this way to make you kind of kick yourself into gear a little bit in terms of like, okay, I will make some changes and I'll try to exercise more. And,
Yeah, it's got to be
But-
done. Got to be done.
Well, I'm sorry.
But-
I'm sorry, Duke. I'm sorry it's happened. It's
Yeah,
it's
it
That's all
is.
right.
It's,
Thanks.
it is
I appreciate
awful.
it. And I'm really grateful for everybody who sent me, messages of support here and on the Discord and over email and on all the ways that people have gotten in touch with me. It's very, again, one of the things that a community is great for is celebrating the awesome stuff like Chinny's cute baby and helping each other make it through the hard times, as with the loss of my friend here. So I'm grateful for y'all. I'm grateful for the friends that we had a Thanksgiving celebration with last night. And I'm doing a little better with it now than I was. He had 2 kids, one of whom is, I think, 17, the same age I was when my dad died. And the other one's a little older. And if I can help them in any way, I will. And, it's just one of those shitty things that happens. And, hug the people you love.
Yeah,
The end.
definitely. Yeah, live every day like it's your last, because you never know what's
That's
around the
right.
corner. It's
You never
totally
know.
true. You really don't.
Yep.
Okay. Well.
All right.
doke.
Anybody else got a story to tell?
I did. Because the Discord was like, not that it's not the place for this, Duke, but you mentioned this in our Discord chat, and everybody was like, blah, blah, blah. And then you kind of like, how do you put something else that isn't in that thread, that isn't about what you
Right.
right?
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I mean? So I thought, well, I'll tell you what, you sent a lovely thing to. I'm getting a weird.
Yeah,
feedback.
I can hear that as well.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, it's like someone doing a smack in the lips every 2 seconds.
It's like static, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Are you hearing that, Duke? I'm
Duke,
assuming
you're
as well.
muted. I can't hear you.
Maybe it's Duke's mute that's doing that.
It's something that's Duke's doing. We'll wait for Duke.
Yeah, let's wait for. Hope. Oh, Duke can't. We can't hear Duke at all now.
He's saying shit.
It's something's gone per.
Now I know a
Pear
little bit
shaped.
of ASL, and that's ASL for Ginny is the best.
It is. Yeah, I think that's definitely what he was just saying.
He
there.
opened Discord and it went bad. Apparently.
It might be because it's trying to connect to the Discord room or something ridiculous. Who knows? It's a bit weird. There's something weird going on there.
Something weird going on. Weird.
So
We'll wait.
we
We'll
don't
wait.
know.
We'll wait.
We'll wait. We can wait.
We'll wait. Stay calm, Duke.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Yeah, definitely stay calm. That's a good suggestion there. He might not even be able to hear us. We're not
He
even
can
sure.
hear us. He can.
Oh, can he hear us?
Yeah, he can.
He can hear us.
See his temper just.
Well,
going
it's a
up
good job I
again.
didn't say anything bad about him, isn't it? Flipping heck.
No, yeah. Oh, you saved that for when he can hear you.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Well,
don't
he
know
can
if-
hear us.
have
We
you
just can't hear
tried-
him. In fact, this is the perfect time because he can't
Right, okay.
answer back.
Okay, we're not being helpful. So, have you tried
Okay.
quitting Discord? I'm guessing you have.
He's probably done that.
Yes. Okay. Have you tried reassigning your mic to Zoom?
Yeah, I could try that.
Changing a mic and then putting it back?
Oh,
Okay,
the-
can you hear me now?
yeah, yes,
Okay.
that's fixed it.
I had to. There's an audio engine. All right, I got it fixed. I just restarted the
Yay!
recording
Okay,
now. Sorry,
so-
everybody.
Okay,
I should never open Discord when
never
we're doing
open.
the show.
Yeah, you should just stick by that rule
Yeah.
generally.
Yeah,
Never
that's a
open
good rule.
Discord. Period.
So, in the chat, look, Duke, you sent a lovely little Thanksgiving outfit for Rosa, and on Thanksgiving,
Yes.
on Thanksgiving, Tara put her little Thanksgiving outfit, and we put it in the chat, and it's very cute. And
It is
she's,
very cute.
Yeah. And I suppose my
Yes.
stories are. I got 2 stories this week.
Go.
Yeah.
My stories are Rosa's first swimming lesson
Yay.
Oh yeah.
yesterday. I do have a very
Sure.
cute picture.
Chuck her in the pool. That's what you got to do.
No, they don't do that.
They do. It's whizzer in head first. They're fine. They just sink and then come back up again.
Yeah.
I
It's
hope
all
she
good.
didn't poop in the pool.
So
Yeah,
you
did
get the
she leave a
special diaper
brown
on.
No,
torpedo?
you get these special diapers these days. And
We're so loving in our support for you. How about poop? Was there poop?
Yeah, did she shit in the pool?
No, she didn't. No. So yeah, she
Okay.
didn't. She doesn't like bath time, but she didn't cry at all.
Look, kids love
Okay.
the swimming
Did
pool,
she
man.
seem?
They just
Did
love
she
it.
seem to enjoy it?
She sort of is like, "You're enjoying this more than I am, I think, Dad." Kind of look on her face.
I'll do this for your sake,
Yeah.
but don't think.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah, yeah. I'll put
It's
up with
like,
it. I'll
I
put up
guess
with
this
it.
is okay, you know.
this.
But yeah, she was just sort of, you know, doing it for me. Anyway, I'm trying to get the picture up of us at swimming, but I'll do that in a bit. The other story is that I've got a new car.
Yes,
Oh,
we
that's
alluded to this
right.
last week, didn't we?
Oh,
That you
right,
wanted
yeah,
to-
there
So,
were all sorts of hints last week.
a
and
A
now the
Skoda,
truth's
Skoda, a
coming out.
Skoda,
Skoda. I've gone for a
a
Skoda
Sko-
again.
Skoda.
Yes. So right. Yeah, I've got the picture. I got the picture. The picture.
Now, is this of the
Okay.
car or Rosa? We're not quite sure now.
Rosa, not the car. The car's just a
Because we know
car.
you probably
If you showed
love
Rosa
them
in the car, then
equally.
we just get
Neil.
two birds
yeah,
with
yeah,
one
just
stone.
yeah. The,
She was
you
in
know,
it for the first time today.
the two loves of
Oh,
his
yeah.
life, his car
Oh,
and his
he's so
daughter.
cute.
She's
Yeah,
so
That's
cute.
such
in
an
the
adorable
cute
picture.
car.
She's so cute.
No. She looks a little worried, like what?
Yeah, that was her expression for the whole swimming. She's like, "Is this supposed to be like this?
What?
Why is the water
He's
in like a big
going on.
There was land, and now there's not things for me to walk.
You seem happy, Dad, but is this fine?" So yeah. Anyway, so I got a new car. It's a Skoda Enyaq.
Yeah.
And it's an all.
Yeah, is it named after the big computer from back in the day?
Sure, it is.
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
Yeah, why not? It's an all electric car. It's an all electric car. So you'll be pleased, Duke.
Yeah.
I'm not polluted
Yeah, I
anything
am.
anymore.
So, what are you
Oh,
feeling?
no, the name is
so
sorry.
far?
The name is derived from the Irish name Enya, which originates from the Gaelic word aithne, meaning essence, spirit, or principle.
Wow, it's a bit spiritual, your car.
It is.
There you go.
So there it is, new car. There it is. There's the Skoda Enyaq.
So, how are you finding it?
Drive
What's it
away,
like? What's
drive
it like? Is it
away,
good?
There's
Is
a
it
lot
fast?
of there's a lot of yeah, it's really fast. Yeah, there's a lot of
lot
features.
of talk.
There's a lot of features that are just that
Uh-huh.
are completely just missing me. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know.
What is this?
Like what?
Yeah, I don't know. There's like you know,
I bet it's got that. I bet
traffic
it's got that
awareness.
remote heated up
Yeah,
from
yeah.
your house before you get in it in the morning.
see, that's
hasn't
the
it?
other thing. Yeah, there's an app that I've got to download. Haven't downloaded
Yeah.
the app.
Yeah, it does
Haven't-
all
See,
that
I
stuff.
never downloaded the app that I could use for that because
Yeah.
I have a garage, so I don't really need
Well,
it.
yeah.
Like I go out and I spend a
Yeah.
minute letting it warm up, and then I'm on. My
I
way.
have a garage as well, but I don't put the car in it. So
Nobody in the UK sticks the cars in
no
their
one,
garage.
no one puts
No-
their car
nobody.
in the
Well, that's because you
No
don't have
one
to
does
worry
that.
about like a foot of ice making on your.
but the,
windshield.
Now-
the woman who lived here before us used the garage is completely empty, and she used the car. She used to put the car in it
Oh,
every
wow.
night. So
Put a
I
car in
thought
it,
that
yeah.
was strange. But anyway,
Oh, right, Duke,
um,
you say that right. But years ago, we had a house with a garage, right? And there was snow forecast for the following day. So I says to Kay, need to put the car in the garage. We don't hardly ever use it, but this is the time we need to stick it in there. So I've not got to like try and defrost it in the morning, get all that snow off. It's going to be a
Well,
nightmare.
how much snow was forecast?
Well, there's quite a bit. Well, as it turned out, there was quite a lot. But here's the thing, right? We put the car in the garage, got up in the
Yes.
morning, couldn't get the garage door open because the amount
Oh,
of snow that
jeez.
was against it.
Oh
It was
man,
absolute.
that's crazy.
And then when we finally got it open, right, we reversed it in because we said, well, it'd be easier to drive it straight out rather than
yeah.
trying to reverse out. Front wheel
Sure.
drive car, as soon as it hit the snow, it was just spinning. We couldn't get the bloody thing out.
yeah.
It
Oh,
was an
jeez,
absolute
that's
nightmare.
very frustrating.
Worst thing
So,
ever.
Chinny, when you say it's got the traffic awareness, does it have the thing where like you could take your hands off the wheel if you wanted to?
Yeah, there's
'Cause
that.
my car has that.
Yeah,
It's
there's
like- it's pretty
that. There's
crazy.
like the slowing down thing. It knows what cars are around it, lane assist,
Yeah,
cruise
yeah, mine
control.
does all that, but it's a bit disconcerting till you get used to it. I must admit.
Oh, sure.
I haven't got one of those wall connectors for your charger yet. So
Yeah,
I rang the
more
guy and he
efficient.
was like basically there's one my fuse board is in my cellar, right? And I said I sent because he was like, tell me where you want the wall connector. So I sent him a video and I said it's either going to be there, which is right by the cellar, or there by the garage. And it's like £100 difference. Like to move it over there.
Really?
I was like,
Wow.
why is it so fucking expensive just to put it over there? It's just a bit of wire. He's like, well, you know.
Yeah, it
drill
came out
through
with a
stuff?
load of stuff.
Say again, Duke.
Did you have to drill through a wall or something?
Who knows?
like
Sometimes that
Ginny
can-
has anything
I got a
technical.
clue.
Cause
He
more
doesn't
work.
care. He just expects to be there.
So I gotta buy because he says, "Oh, just buy the Tesla wall connector," because he says, "Oh, it's the best one." So I gotta buy that, and then
Fuck Tesla.
yeah.
Clipper Creek makes a good wall connector, but you
But
go with what you know.
I've already ordered.
It's all
it.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
So are you doing trickle charging now?
I'm
just
doing.
plugging it into
It's
the wall?
literally on trickle charge now.
Trickle
And it's
charge,
like
yeah.
every hour you'll get 6 miles. Thank you.
What's your maximum range on this one?
320.
Wow, that's impressive. I think I could top out at 200 something.
Yeah, 320 miles on a full charge, so not bad. He drove it to give you an idea, Stu. He drove it from Stockport, 100%,
Yeah.
to my house in Wolverhampton, and it was about 68%, and it had 180 miles left or something like that.
That's pretty good.
pretty
that's
good.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty
pretty
good. So most journeys in the UK aren't that bad, really.
No, not unless you go on holiday.
If I had
Unless
100%,
you're going away.
if I had 100%, and I went to London, I'd probably have to charge it about halfway on the way back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So which is the same as petrol, I suppose.
But you'll probably want to find a charging spot in London. You can park it there, charge it while you're out doing stuff. Because
Oh.
even with a good charger, it still takes.
Well, the problem there.
The
Jeff,
best chargers will take an hour or two.
Well,
still to
you've
charge.
got like those rapid chargers. You pay a bit
Mhm.
more.
Those
but-
still.
Yeah, but
Th-
like
those
you
are
know, you
still-
stop
yeah,
at a
you
service
max out
station.
at like an hour.
You
for a
stop
full
at
charge.
Beaconsfield service station, one of the best service stations in the UK, and you're fucking off, mate. You have a bit of Mackie D's and you buy some cheap.
See, right, that's
cheap-
fine if you have a meal or something.
you
But
should
here's
buy
the
some
game
cheap
changer is
mobile
going to be
phone
when
tat.
there you go. When they create batteries you can just take out and then put in a fresh one, that's going to change everything. I drive to Florida with that one now. If
Yeah.
when that happens, that'll be awesome.
So let me ask you a question, Chinny. Have you got
you drive
chargers
so much.
near your office in the car park there?
There is chargers on the office car park, but they charge a fucking fortune. The
Do they?
bastards.
Yeah, that's the problem. I
Rubbing
remember finding a
twats.
supermarket that had a charger, and I'm like, oh, I'll just do my grocery shopping here
Yeah.
and then charge it on my way home. And then I realized, wait a minute, I'm paying to charge it here. I have a charger at home. It doesn't make sense.
No, it
it's
doesn't
just
make
more
sense.
sensible to just stop,
it only
get
makes
groceries.
sense if you're away from home, really. If you've got to get back. So it's still cheaper than petrol, but it makes
Yeah.
more sense if you charge it.
Now,
at
did
home.
they make you pay up for that in like licensing fees? Because here in the U.S., when I have to
No.
get my driver's license renewed, there's extra fees
Oh no.
on that because I'm using the road, and normally the taxes for the roads go through the petrol, so they make up for it with electric drivers with special fees on the license.
Do we
So let
need
me-
to renew our licenses in the UK, Stu?
You do I think it's every 20 years.
Oh, it's fucking.
something.
Oh no, I'm
ages,
talking
yeah.
about like the tag on your car.
Oh, the
yeah,
tax.
yeah. No,
You
no,
have to
no,
renew
no,
that
no.
every year?
The reg.
Yeah, we have to do tax every year, but the
Yeah, reg.
registration's just like comes with the car.
Yeah.
So it
You
just
don't
comes
ever
go-
have to renew that? Wow.
No, but you have to renew tax. So we pay what's called
Okay.
road tax. So we pay an amount
Okay.
depending on your car size, etc. to upkeep.
But you
of
do
the
that right to
highways.
the state. You don't do that indirectly through your petrol.
No, straight to
Oh,
the
okay.
straight to the government that
Gotcha,
goes.
gotcha.
The one.
Well, that's
Um,
the thing. People are like, "Oh, I don't have to pay for petrol," and then you're gonna have to pay for the roads anyway.
Yeah.
But it's all one lump sum. So.
How's your insurance? Because I've heard some horror stories on car insurance.
little bit more expensive.
Because, and this is a reason, because when they first came out, electric cars, they underestimated how much it cost, even if you just have to have your battery replaced. You know, if you have a crash, and they're worried
What's
that
it
the
to
battery
do?
might explode. It's a lot of money apparently.
We
So,
did
yeah.
we did the maths, and it is overall a lot cheaper.
No oil changes ever.
No oil changes, no massive moving parts apart from
Nope.
what needs to move.
You can't rev the engine at a stoplight, which is a shame because if
yeah.
there's someone next to you giving
It
you
does-
stick,
Yeah,
you just
and
have to roll your window down and go.
That really
you
affects
can't
me
do
on
that.
my street racing career.
Yeah, you do that all the
Yeah,
time,
exactly.
don't you? When you get to a red
But
light.
you have the pickup now. Like the
Yeah.
pickup is insane.
Oh yeah,
It's just
torque in the electric engines is ridiculous.
no way.
It sounds
Yeah,
like
it
the,
is.
the one thing I do like about the car is that it sounds like a spaceship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are, do you want to?
As they said on The Simpsons, that electric motor makes conversation a lot easier. And Homer goes, "Yeah, it's got a lot of other problems as well."
So do you want to hear? Do you want to hear my list of things that I was impressed by the car that are quite silly?
Yeah, well,
Sure.
this is what I expect from you.
Right,
Go.
Okay. The fact that I can open the boot with my foot.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it one of those stick your foot underneath the
Love
edge of it?
that, right? I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do it every time I go to the car just to show it off. Right? I go, look, 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 look. Bam. Right. I
Wow.
like the bit where I open the door and it says Skoda on the floor with lights.
Like a little
Right.
projector
Yeah,
thing. I've seen
right,
that.
easy.
Yeah,
Okay.
This is the next one's a practical one. Okay.
yeah. It's
Because
not just for aesthetics.
I don't like to
go.
talk about it, but I have. Had a
Although,
ba-
no, to be fair, the foot thing's quite good with a boot because if
Yeah.
you've got stuff in your hands,
I got the baby in one hand,
yeah, exactly,
some
and shopping
tea-
bag in the other,
TNT in the other.
exactly.
So the
You
other
wanna make
one
sure
is
the
useful.
TNT gets in safely.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
other one
go
is
on, go on, go
useful. I don't like to talk about it, but I have had a baby recently. I don't know if you noticed, Rose.
No, we do know. We didn't know. It's a
So
good
the-
job you mentioned that again.
The back windows are tinted, okay, but they also come with like a little sunscreen that pops out of the door.
Oh,
Wow.
that's adorable.
Oh.
So the baby never needs a little glare in her eyes.
Yeah. And then I don't know, just silly things like the bloody lights change color, and like you can customize the little trim lights around the dash, and
Oh, nice.
all sorts of stupid cat. You can charge your phone by
Yeah.
just chucking it in the tray, and it's wireless charging. And I've got
Yeah, I
Apple
don't
Car.
have that, but I do have like CarPlay where
CarPlay
you
is
plug the phone in and like
great.
it shows up the
Oh,
cover of
dude.
the album real big. It's
Sorry.
ridiculous how much of a difference that makes.
Duke, did you say you got to plug it in?
Oh, I gotta plug it
oh
in. It's such a
dear.
hassle. I know. Oh my god.
I know it's funny though, isn't it? Because when I was a ute, right, a mandem, you know, like the effort that I would go to play music in my car, I'd have one of those cassette
yeah.
converters, and I'd
Oh,
put
Yeah,
it in,
been
and,
there.
then, and like you put it, and I'd have and now I get mad that I have to plug in a USB-C cable into my car. I'm like, why am I doing that?
What am I, caveman? Come on.
Because
let's
it was
go.
the
Well, I
CarPlay
had it
wasn't.
through Bluetooth.
Yeah, but
I had it through Bluetooth, and like it was great because as soon as I start the car, it just automatically connects to the phone and starts playing. But it wouldn't show the cover of the album, and I was
Yeah.
just like, "This
Really?
doesn't matter."
No,
Even
the
a little-
CarPlay-
yeah, really.
no, the CarPlay is useful.
But once
because-
but this was before I got CarPlay working because
Right,
CarPlay
okay.
is the USB connection by itself was fine, but it showed a little thumbnail of the
Yeah.
album cover. Now at CarPlay, it's like big on the
Bam.
touch screen. The touch screen itself is stupid, but it's a little
Yeah.
thing
But
that makes me
the
happy.
CarPlay is good because it's got your apps on there. So you know, I use
Oh, yeah.
I use Spotify for my music. I
Yep.
use Overcast for
Yep.
my podcasts, and I can.
Yeah.
I've never been able to do that before. I've never been able to open
sure.
Overcast and like go through my
yeah.
episodes. So that's really, and it's got Google
Have
Maps.
you been dictating? Have you been dictating texts to Tara? Because
I haven't tried it. Tara did
WhatsApp.
that. Tara did that, and then she texted me the other day, and she says I'm using Dictator to text these because she's
Yeah.
holding Rosa, and then she said,
Yeah.
she said something, and then she said ha ha ha, and then she said that was really funny. I had to say ha 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 out loud.
You know, it's funny
Yeah,
you should
it
say
gets
about,
things wrong a lot of the time.
I was going to say, it's funny you should say about dictating because last year when I had all my issues in the hospital and issues with my consultant, I did 2 letters of complaint and I dictated both of them using Google. And it was
Ooh,
fine. I
there
mean,
you
I
go.
had to go in and correct it.
I
you
bet
know,
that
and-
was long.
Of course.
Yeah, they were big letters. So I'm like,
bet
I
there
can't
was.
be asked typing all of that shit.
Was those
So I literally-
27 pages?
They were. But honestly, it was the best thing
Dear my
ever.
heart, what the fuck, man? Why are
It
you
was the
giving up
best
on
thing
me?
ever.
Keep working.
No, Millie. No, I don't want that. Why
No,
is
just
that in there?
dictated it into notes on my phone, and then that was it.
Some
It was
people write
done.
letters to action stars. This guy writes letters to action movies. Dear
Yeah.
Die Hard, you rock.
We better talk about bloody vid games.
Yeah, we better. Anyway, I haven't had my
suppose we
story.
should.
I
Oh
haven't
yeah.
had my
Sorry about
story.
your story.
Yeah, fuck me.
bet it's
you
great,
two
guys.
Have you had a
are
new
alright, yeah.
car? Have you had a
New
new
car, death of a friend. What do
What's
you have
yours?
that's
Top it.
comparable
Top
importance?
that,
Go ahead.
bitch.
So,
Yeah.
as you
Did you get your
know,
OLED?
I ordered a Steam Deck
Oh,
OLED.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Jesus fucking
Oh, yeah,
Christ.
I did. Oh, yeah, I
Oh,
did.
we're out of time. We got to move
Yeah.
on.
So I was all kinds of excited, right? Millie got super annoyed at me because I kept asking her where it coming because she had to order it on her account. So how's it going? What's it called?
Millie. Oh, what if she
So-
tell you? Oh, me and Adam have broke up.
Yeah, but I'm not bothered about that.
He
What
said he's
about
gonna
the-
keep
What
it.
about the Steam Deck OLED? So on Friday, she texts me at work at about 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30, and says, "Guess what's being delivered today?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited!" So I was super excited all day. I'm like, can't
Did
wait
she
to
say
get on
my
this
jumper
thing.
from Azel?
and she was like, also, I'm pregnant. Like,
I know, yeah. She didn't actually say
I'm
what it
pregnant.
was, so Might not be it.
Yeah.
So yeah, guess what's being delivered later? A baby.
A baby.
So
Ah,
yeah. So I get home from work, so excited, looking for me parcel, and there's no sign of it. So I'm like, "Where's the parcel?" So I said to Kay,
oh,
"Where's the
don't
Steam
keep me
Deck?
in
Where's the Steam Deck?"
suspense,
She went,
man.
"Oh, it didn't come." I'm like, "What do you mean it didn't come? It was out for delivery." And she went, "Well, it might not mean today." I'm like, "Of course it does. It says it's out for delivery. It's today." So it didn't come. It didn't come on Saturday either. So I'm not a happy person, really. I hope better fucking come tomorrow. I'm going to be emailing Gabe. In fact, I'm going to phone Gabe up and go, "Oi."
What if you dictate a very long letter of
I'm going to
complaint? That's an
dictate a
effective
letter
way
of
to-
complaint to Gabe and go,
Uh-huh.
"Fucking where is my OLED?"
That's a
So-
good use of your time.
Unfortunately, I haven't got my OLED, but Adam got his on the Friday morning at about bloody 8 o'clock in the morning. So he got his, right? So he brought it round and
And Stu just ran into the bathroom and locked the door. Ah, fuck
I'm like,
you.
Yeah.
don't show me. No, so I've had a little play on it just to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thinking,
And it's
I'm gonna-
almost identical to the other one, and you feel silly for having spent so
I
much
was
money
gonna
for
say,
a
I'm
slightly better screen.
I'm going to have buyer's remorse now. I go, "Oh, God, I shouldn't have ordered it.
Yeah.
Oh,
What the
no,
hell
I was
I
So you looked at
thinking?"
it. You looked at it. Go
Oh,
on.
oh, God.
It's
you
almost as
know-
though we got affected by advertising and we made a dumb decision
It's-
because of the power of advertising.
As stupid as this is,
Yeah.
as stupid as this is,
Yeah.
I can't believe how much difference that 0.4 of an inch makes.
Oh well, that's not
I'm
the
not-
first
honestly-
time.
She said,
That's not the first time you
"Hey-oh."
heard that, Stu.
It does make a huge. The screen.
For the
is
listeners, we're talking about his willy.
Here we are.
Oh, I thought he was
Uh,
talking about his nose.
I am. Well, that's pretty big as well. It's pretty big. But the screen, I've got to say, it is beautiful. I mean, the black, it just looks so sharp and bright and
No one gives
colourful.
a shit.
The HDR works perfectly. I mean, we put control on, put enabled ray tracing. It looks
Sorry,
amazing.
I thought you didn't really like Control.
But here's the thing, right? I knew quite a lot about all the things the little subtle changes they'd made, but they'd made one that I didn't even know about.
Oh,
Because
do
I'm-
tell.
So I picks up the Steam Deck, for the first time. I'm like, whoa, this feels weird. And it's got a textured case now, so it's got a slight
Oh my
texture on it.
God!
For
Do they have any
grip.
left? A textured
grip.
case.
For
It's a big
grip.
deal. It's a big deal.
But it's the fact that what amazes me, right? And I know I said this last week. With the Switch, all they did was put a new OLED screen on it, right? That's like job done. There you go.
No, they didn't.
That's all they did.
No, they didn't.
Christ.
No, they didn't.
Steam fanboy versus Nintendo fanboy.
So-
That's
They
great. Let me
changed.
get my popcorn.
They changed the kickstand.
All right, sorry. They changed the kickstand.
They did though,
and they
because
put-
everybody
put a
hated
new-
it, and they changed it.
All right,
and it was
and
better.
they put a new screen on.
I'm just spitting facts, Stu.
But right, how much must it have cost Valve to have? They didn't need to put a whole new case on it because it's the same case.
That's
but
just
they
how
did.
kind of awesome company Valve is.
I know they're like, oh, let's add that bit of grip. And I'll tell you what else is quite a little change that makes a massive difference is the thumbsticks. They're more concaved, and just that little change makes them way more grippy when you're playing. It's just
Sorry,
so-
listeners. We will
honestly,
talk about actual.
all the
things of it
subtle
in the video
changes
game
all
soon,
add up to
not
this
just the
awesome.
slightly more concave.
This is
thumbstick.
like the definitive Steam Deck. That's what. this
Until they
is.
come out with another one next year, for fuck's sake.
I heard though, Stu. Somebody
2 years.
I
2
heard
years
another
apparently.
podcast talk about the OLED Steam Deck, and they said, obviously, if you've already got one, you don't need one.
Yeah, that's true. But it is infinitely better.
They don't know Stu.
And to be fair, I mean, I'm only losing what I'm selling it for $250, my old one. So I'm not 250 quid. Yeah,
Sold.
250.
And you paid what for it?
349 when I got it, but
So
brand
you lost
new
100
ones-
there, and then how much
yeah,
was this new one?
listen, just listen. But brand new ones are only 309 now. That's all they're selling them for. So a brand new one's only just over 300 quid.
Okay.
So I'm classing it as 59 less than a brand new one. So I've done quite well, I think.
That's a creative way to use that math.
I know. New one's 569 is the new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
569 for the terabyte.
So it cost you about $300 to get this Steam Deck.
Yeah, on top
Okay.
of what I'm getting. I
Hey,
say I
look,
think
we
it's a
all
pretty
spend
good
money on
upgrade.
dumb things. I'm not here to judge, but
Yeah, it's a pretty good upgrade. Anyway, that being said, we do need to
Anyway.
talk about video games we may
Yeah.
have played on the
Yes.
Steam Deck. Who knows?
Where are you going? Story time's over, isn't it?
What you been playing?
special short version of the theme
so you
because
haven't
so
got-
much yapping about.
You haven't got your OLED then, Stu.
No, tomorrow hopefully. Better bloody come, I tell you. Gabe's getting an email up
Do
his
you
arse.
do you want a whole episode where you just talk about the Steam Deck
No.
forever?
Do you want to film yourself unboxing it and wetting
No.
your pants with
Oh,
extinct?
yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm saying, dude.
All right.
Sorry, Stu. Next week you could just have the whole episode. Me and Stu would just sit here, listen to you talk about this happily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happily.
Anyway,
wanna
can
listen
we
to
talk
that.
about video games? Are we doing that?
I want to talk
Yes,
about
that's why I
Yeah, go
played
on.
the theme. What have you been playing?
Yeah,
Who's
I
going
know.
First? I went first last week, didn't I?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. Chinny, you go first. What are you going to talk about?
I finished Spirdman.
Oh, do you finish
Oh,
Spiderman?
Spider-Man 2.
Finished Spirdman.
Spiderman.
El
Our-
Hombre de Spider
Not
Dos.
not to forget our viral hit on TikTok, Spiderman 2.
Yeah, Spiderman.
I don't know how many views it got in the end, Spiderman 2 video on TikTok.
7, I think.
7.
8. No, I think it was 8, possibly 9.
Closer
Okay.
to 8,000. Let's have a quick look. So yeah, I finished.
Hombre Araña. That's how you say it in Spanish. Sorry.
Cool. Yeah, so I finished Spider-Man 2. It definitely, I definitely felt like I was bloody done. Do you know what I mean? You know when you're playing a game, I'm like, I'm done now. Can we wrap this up, please?
Yeah.
Did you get the trophy?
The platinum? No.
Yeah.
There are
Aw,
still
man.
things I've got to do to get the platinum. I
jeez.
finished the story.
Uh-huh.
Getting a platinum trophy doesn't really. It's not really the same. We've got 8,300 views on the Spider-Man 2.
That's
TikTok
pretty
page.
good. It's pretty
Pretty good.
Spiderman. Spiderman.
So a few things. I've spoken about this before, but I bloody hate fighting and walking through abstract places in video games. You know, when you're going into somebody's mind, and there's
Yeah, I
like
hear you.
I've talked about this about another game recently, and there is a lot.
I don't remember what that was, but there is one in Dragon Age Inquisition. And it's
Yeah,
just like,
there's loads. There's loads in like Call of Duty, and oh my god, and it's almost. It just feels like to me, like the most boring, lazy, like I don't know. I just hate.
You know what bugs me about it? The thing that bugs me about it is you don't know where the freaking path ends because you're on someone's brainwave.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, how do I know where to go? I think Fallout 4 did this very well because you have to spend some time in the dude's memories or whatever
Yeah,
to
that's
get
different.
your son back
That's
or whatever.
different.
It
That's
is different because it's clear where to go.
Yeah.
But anyway, go
But
ahead.
these are really abstract. So you like, I won't spoil too much, but you're in Peter Parker's mind. You're playing as Miles Morales, and you're in Peter Parker's mind. And you know he's corrupted by the symbiote and all this bollocks.
Oh yeah, man.
And it's like, but I like what the scene is. You and this other character that I won't mention, Miles Morales and this other character are like, and Peter's on the floor. He's kind of knocked out, and they're like, "We've got to go in his mind." I'm like, "All right, well, first of all, how do we do that? Do we just ring a number or something? Like, what do we do, right?" And then the guy says, "Oh, just allow me to go into his mind." So you go into his mind. He's like, "We've got to find the source." I'm like, "What? What? Like the ketchup? Like what are you talking about?" Right? And then you go through and you look, well, in the real world, you're standing over his body. There's a bunch of enemies around you, just waiting.
Yeah.
Just waiting. Right, politely waiting for you.
He's got to come up for air at some point.
We need to let him finish going through Peter Parker's mind. And then when you go through his mind and you figure out, I don't know, Peter Parker struggles to get hard-ons or whatever. I don't know what it was, right? But it was something.
Some shit had gone down.
Some shit had gone down. And, you know, he's crying over his dead auntie or nan or, you know, aunt, whatever. And he goes, "Oh, Peter, you can't do that. You've got to be happy, not, you know, like whatever." So then you go into his mind, you're done, you come out, and then all the enemies just start fighting you, and you're like, "What? What
Yeah,
did you do?"
so
Thanks
real
for
nasty,
waiting, and here I am.
Yeah, real nasty bad people would have just killed you there.
Hang on,
And,
let him have
yeah,
a
they
try.
wouldn't have bothered waiting around for you to
Fine.
get fit again, would they?
Yeah,
They go,
and
"Oh,
you could
yeah."
argue that these were like symbiote enemies and they were all connected in a hive mind, but none of that was said, right? That's all just bollocks. I just hate fighting in abstract places. No, when I say lazy, I mean they're not lazily developed. You know, they look cool, right? I get it, and it's
Right.
interesting
Yeah,
to do.
yeah.
But I always prefer missions that are a lot more grounded, that have,
Mhm.
you know where you
Yeah.
are in the world.
A little bit of realism.
I know,
in it.
I know. When I say grounded, I know I'm playing as a big fucking Spider-Man that jumps around everywhere. I get it, right?
Spider-Man.
But
Spider-Man.
I like to have a sense of place. Do you know what I mean? I like to know where I am.
No, I hear you.
What
So-
I want to know is this, Chinny, right?
Mm.
When Spider-Man
Spirit-
is swinging around New York, he never doesn't have an anchor point, does he? It seems
does,
like
he does. He does.
Does he?
Yes, he does. You can only swing when there's an anchor point available. Correct.
Seriously.
so
'Cause he
when
didn't
you-
But
use
how
it,
often
I
does
suppose.
that happen when there
Yeah,
isn't
come
one?
on, how
a
often?
lot.
do
So
you
when you go
fall?
over Central Park,
Okay.
right, you
Okay.
can't start swinging until you get below the trees. So obviously
Interesting.
a way around that is to get the wingsuit out. But
Yeah,
if
just
you
glide.
if you're going somewhere and there's no buildings around, which does happen from time to time, especially in
Yeah.
Queens, because you can go to Queens in this game because that's where Peter Parker lived.
Yeah.
There's no buildings and you can't attach yourself to anything.
Fair enough.
And
I guess.
also
I
you can
guess.
take web swing assist lower, so it's even harder to do web swinging. So you can knock it down. And this
yeah,
game
so
has-
you have to actually look at a building.
so
or
you've got to
something
kind of
it.
aim it. Yeah, you've got to aim it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've never tried it, but there's videos online of people doing it like a mad way.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I think that's pretty cool.
But on a pure basic like level, you can't swing on a build. You can't use your web swing if there isn't a building there, because it will always attach. It's got to attach to an actual physical thing in the world. So even when you're in those abstract places, these random rocks are floating over your head just so you can swing on them. So it's always
okay.
so. Nip that one in the
Story
bud,
about my uncle.
Stu.
All right, I was only asking. It
Oh,
was just
well,
an
yeah.
observation. That
It's a
was
fair
wrong.
question. It's a good answer. So,
So
we're
Yeah,
there's a-
I
there's-
accept
what's
your
next?
explanation.
There's a lot of scenes where Spider-Man gets his phone out. He uses his phone a lot, right?
Spider-Man, like everybody. That's what everyone
there's,
does.
there's a scene where
I'm using it now.
there's
exactly.
a scene where he pulls his phone out. He's got his suit on. Where the fuck
Yeah.
does this Spider-Man keep
He's
his
got a
phone?
magic pocket.
It looks like
in his
he pulled,
pants.
He looks like he pulled it out of his crack.
He did out
That's
of
the-
his crotch.
Right,
He just
out of
keeps
his
it
bum
down his
crack.
pants.
He just so my theory is that Spider-Man just hides his phone in his bum crack the whole time.
Maybe that's what he does.
Right, you know.
Wait a minute. Wait. Sorry. Hang on a second. Where do y'all keep your phone?
In my bum crack.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't think there was an
I
alternative.
thought that's what everybody did.
When
Is
you
that
get
what everyone
really
does?
good, when you can answer your phone with your butt cheeks. If you
There
get
you
really
go.
good.
Hello.
Yeah.
This is Eric's butt. How can I help
That
you?
really is a butt call, isn't it? There you go.
Yeah, butt dial.
Ah.
Well done, thanks, Stu.
Butt dial. There you go.
You may leave
I'll
now,
be
Stu.
here
That
all
was the
week.
joke of the night.
That was great.
Yeah, the other thing that I like about Spider-Man, is they play with the formula. So, how much do you know about Spider-Man stories and things? And like?
Spider-Man, not a lot to be
So
fair. He gets
basically-
bitten by a radioactive spider, and
Yeah,
then he's a spider.
Venom is usually a character called Eddie Brock. Okay, so Eddie Brock is a journalist, and he's kind of like an up-and-coming journalist in the sort of main traditional Spider-Man lore. He gets corrupted by the symbiote, which Peter usually gets it first, and then he escapes it, and then Eddie Brock gets it. There's no Eddie Brock in this game.
No, so Miles Morales is the one who's got the symbiont
No,
thing.
no.
No.
So another character, I won't spoil it, but another
Oh,
character
all right, okay.
gets corrupted by the symbiote, which is and that character is usually a different villain. So that's quite interesting. And there's another, because there's different versions of Venom, right? And there's a version of Venom called Scream, which is a female Venom, basically.
Right, okay.
And that is in this game, and that is a character that doesn't normally get corrupted and is a villain as well. So they play around with. So basically, Spider-Man, as you know it, is very, very different in this game, and like the sort of villains are very different, which I love. I love that stuff, you know. Yes, and it also hints at like what's going to be next. The only thing that I've got bad to say about it really is there's a tiny bit of screen tearing and tiny bit of hair glitches. And what I mean by that is sometimes you cut to a character and you see their hair sort of jump into place, and it looks like it's just been like splat.
Yeah, you get that sometimes. Don't you?
But the ending, I was done with the story. I was done with the game. I was like, I want this game to end. I didn't think the ending was. I mean, it was good. It was a good ending. Lots of flashbang and wallop, but I think there's a lot of cutscenes in it. Very cutscene heavy. Very sort of this thing is happening tap square. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the best, but it was okay. and they it wasn't the best mission in the game, but it was enough to sort of get the job done. So it was okay. Yeah. So and there's lots
Brilliant.
of collectibles and things I've got to do to get a platinum. There's one trophy where you've got to glide from the financial district all the way to Queens, I think. So you've got to basically no web swinging. You've just got to use the wingsuit and glide your way all the way to the top of the map. And there's a few others as well, which I haven't done. But yeah, there you are. It's yeah, Spider-Man, very very good. It's in line with one of the best games of the year for me. I want to try and sneak in maybe 2 more if I can. It's very difficult these days, but I'll try. So yeah, Spider-Man 2.
Cool.
Very good.
Very happy.
Spider-Man. Duke, over to you, I guess.
Yeah, over to me. That's right, because I'm awesome. And it's just a good idea to talk to me. I've been playing New World, and it's an MMO. It's a lot of fun. Do I have a happy thing and a frustrated thing? What do you want first?
Happy.
Let's get I was going to say frustrated. Let's get it out of the way.
Do you want to do
All right, let's get it out of the way.
paper, rock, scissors, Stu? So you win.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I don't know. Are you
How do
ready?
you do it?
Just a minute. All right. Okay. Ready?
1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
1, 2, 3, go.
Oh,
okay,
it's
it's gonna be
paper.
the angry
Stu won,
thing first.
Stu
all right?
won.
Angry. Yeah,
Yes, so we're
frustrated.
gonna hear
Let's
the
do
angry
it.
thing. Okay, here's the thing. Look, most MMOs, when they release new content, they'll raise the level cap. Okay, so Destiny 2, Guild Wars 2, a lot of MMOs do this, right? New content, level cap goes up. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
This game
So they keep you
released
coming
some new
back, man.
content recent. Yeah, that's fine. This game released new content called The Rise of the Angry Earth. They raised the level cap. But in order to raise your character past the old level cap, you have to have the DLC. Are you fucking kidding me? That's
They get you, man.
ridiculous.
So
No
they
other
get you.
game does that. Like in Guild Wars 2, you can't go to the new areas. You don't get a mount if you don't have the new DLC, but you can keep leveling up.
So
There's
they
no
done that-
reason not to let me keep leveling up.
Have they done that to make you buy it more? Or give you more?
Well, of course,
incentive?
yeah. That's
I
exactly why
guess.
they've done it.
It's because Amazon's greedy AF. That's why. And it makes me sick. And I don't want to give them money at all.
Oh no, the
but-
honeymoon period's over. We were loving this game. Oh,
No, I'm still loving it. And there's a lot left for me to do. I'm not quitting or anything, but it really cheeses my bacon that we have
Is
to.
that-
I like that
pay-
phrase. That's a good phrase.
I just made it up. I don't know what it means.
It was good. Cheese,
But-
cheese and bacon, they go together.
Thank you.
I like it.
Let's make it the standard now. Yeah.
That's the standard.
Uh,
Cheese is my bacon.
It does cheese my bacon that you have to, look, because you can get a mount if you get the new DLC. Okay, I'd like a mount. Running everywhere is tedious. That's true. It's not a big deal. It's not worth the money by itself. The new areas, I still got a lot of other areas to explore. I don't really care about that. But the fact that there's gear out there that I can't access, like, come on, give me a break. And the other thing that cheeses my bacon is that I got this awesome chest plate, right? It's like the best chest plate I can get. You can't get the 65 level chest plate. That's the top gear stuff, but it's pretty close. And it's really awesome. And I get it and I put it on and I'm like, oh my God, I look like a schmuck. It looks like there's coral reefs coming out of my shoulders. Just like, hey, I got things, purple little tendrils coming out of my shoulders. What the fuck is that? So I'm like, that sucks. First of all, there should be a way for you to like see how it's going to look because there's a lot of stuff in this game that looks stupid AF. And so what they ought to do is let you see how you're going to look before you buy it, right? But you can't. You just have to hope it looks okay. And then if it doesn't, here's the thing. There are these transmog tokens where you can like make one piece of armor look like another piece of armor. Again, a standard thing. Guild Wars 2, you do that all day, every day. Right? It's just a standard thing in a lot of MMOs, but not in this game. In this game, you have to get transmog tokens. Well, how do you get those? You can buy them, of course, or you can find them in elite chests. What the fuck is an elite chest?
You probably
I
can't
can't
even
find any
find one of
locations.
those.
That's the thing. It says that I do a search for like locations of elite chests, and all I find are people will do elite chest runs, and you need a group of people. So just team up with them, and you'll encounter a lot of elite chests. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want to have to work with other people. That's not why I'm playing this MMO.
I'm gonna play on my own. Fuck them.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Single player for life, baby.
Yeah, who wants to be
But whatever.
social in an MMO? Good God.
Yeah, exactly.
What a ridiculous thing.
hell is other people. Jean-Paul Sartre is right. Anyway, here's the good news.
Oh, it's
there
good
was
news.
this quest where this woman's like, hey, my daughter ran off, can you help me find her? And she's like, adult, she's an adult person, so you can't just be like, oh, a missing child. You have to ask around. And so you eventually track her down to this cult that she's joined.
Oh,
And in a lot of video games, it's like, oh, the cult has to die, I'm going to kill everybody and then drag her back to her mom or whatever. But this actually does a more mature storyline, because the woman's like, look, I'm sorry if my mom doesn't like it, but this is my choice. And I like these people and they've given me a meaning to live. And so it's like, you go back to her mom and you tell her that. And she's like, okay, well, I don't want to drag her out of there because then she'll just hate me forever. But give her this ring that her dad owned or whatever, and maybe we can keep the lines of communication open. And she's like, okay. And so she does, and she like talks to her mom. Like, it's really sweet that it's not resolved, because that's, it doesn't happen. I've been studying cults a lot lately.
You love a cult.
yeah,
and
can tell. I can tell.
I know, right? The only thing you can really do is be like, hey, look, I love you. I don't think that group is healthy, but you make up your own mind, and I'll be here if and when you decide you want to come home. Like, that's really all you can do. And that's what happens here. So I thought it was very sweet and very realistic. And
Did it end like this?
yeah,
Like,
I'm
oh,
having a lot of
Mom,
fun with
they've
it.
got free dental care. And she was like, I'm joining tomorrow. It's fine.
Yeah,
No, I get 17 husbands. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
that's
right.
probably true. Also,
Ontological security is what I get from my cult.
indeed.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to talk about a game that I finished this week. 'Cause
Ooh, go ahead. Let's hear
Yeah,
it.
but you don't
Yeah.
finish games, Stu.
Well, I have been doing this week.
Once in a while he does.
Yeah,
Is
this
it
week.
Cyberpunk?
It is Phantom Liberty
Oh,
is done.
snap.
20,
Is it really, really good? Can you just not believe how well it's done?
26 hours it took. 26 to
Oh my
nearly
God.
27 hours.
That's
And
amazing.
probably one of the best story game mission things. I don't know how you describe it. DLC. I don't know. That I've ever played. It's literally like playing an action movie.
Is it like
Yeah.
best story you played in a DLC or period?
Uh, do you know what? It's close to best story period.
So it's up there with your
Dude.
Portals and your...
Yeah. Oh, mate, honestly,
Red Dead
the
1.
the ending is just brilliant. I just thought everything about it was just so well
Is
done.
it as good as Vampire Rain?
There's no, yeah, well, I tell you, it was close. It was hard. It's a
Was it?
hard
Yeah,
fought
yeah.
battle that is Vampire Rain
Yeah.
or this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I like the most about it? And I think a lot of more modern video games are doing this now anyway. It tends to be more the norm. There's no actual boss fight at the end. There's more of a period of the game that's like almost a continuous boss fight for quite a while, if that makes sense. So you're sort of making your way through a final area and there's lots of big enemies that you're having to come up against. And then you get to the final scene and there isn't this massive boss fight. It's just like the end of the story.
Yeah.
And I think it's such a better way of doing
I'm
it. 'cause
fine
it's
with
still-
that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's still challenging. You still got the challenge that you
Right.
want out of the end of the
Right.
game, but you've not got that
Yeah.
just stupid, this one thing is the end of the game.
right,
sort of
right.
thing.
And you don't have to do that over and over if you fail or whatever.
Correct. There isn't I mean, obviously you can fail because you can get killed on your way to the
Yeah.
end point, but
Sure.
there's plenty of save points and that it's just
Yeah.
so, honestly, the story was just excellent. It asked a lot of philosophical questions. It made you question.
See, sorry, let me interrupt you before you get to that. Like, I feel like, okay, once upon a time, you had to go to a special place to save your game, right?
Yeah.
In Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, you had to go to your home
Yeah.
and click on the save.
Resident
walk
Evil,
into the
you
save,
needed a
spinning disc
typewriter.
or whatever.
Typewriter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was a construction of the moment, right? Games didn't have the ability to really let you save wherever you wanted. Now we've gotten to a point where you pretty much save wherever you want. A lot of games just auto save all the time. So
Yeah, this
saving
is-
your game is not a mechanic that's sort of standard anymore. And that's a good thing. I feel like the boss fight in some ways is a relic from a bygone age, and we
Yeah,
we
it
can
is.
evolve beyond it. I think a lot of developers are just clinging to this idea, and they're often clinging to it because gamers want it. Gamers just expect it. But I am totally with you, Stu, that like I'm happy if there's no boss fights in a game
Doesn't
because
need it.
they don't feel necessary.
But movies,
just needs
movies
a
have
good
boss
story.
fights. Movies have boss fights, don't they? So I'm just
See,
thinking
but
about.
stupid movies, like I think the best movies don't.
But I'm thinking
No, I
about.
agree.
I'm thinking about Spider-Man. Like you know, like it needs
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Well,
It needs
I
some boss
don't.
fight, really.
I
I think
don't
superhero
know.
movies are special in that.
Yeah,
in
they're
that
different
sense, yes,
because
they
it's
do.
usually like
But
you're
I-
fighting some arch enemy, aren't you?
Yeah.
So that kinda
and
makes
Snatch,
sense.
I guess, sort of has that. Bricktop is a boss fight, but it's not really like it's not the same sort of like there's a difference between a story coming to a climax with the villain and like having a boss fight where the fight goes on for a very long time. Rocky
4
needed to have
stages.
a boss fight. Yeah, exactly. Rocky 2 and 3 and 4, like they have they're coming toward each other. They're gonna fight at the end of the movie, and it's gonna be a long fight. But Snatch, spoilers, does not have a very long fight with Bricktop, and that's good. I think that's a good thing.
No, honestly, the story's just great. I mean, it was. I'll be honest. When you have to make quite a few decisions along the way that are so difficult to make because you can't really decide which is the best way to go because you're given all these different arguments from one side and the other, and you're sort of like, I don't know which. It was really difficult, and I found the final few scenes were really difficult. And what's strange is like
He's
same
got a
as-
heartbreaking decision to
Yeah,
make about
you-
whether his best friend lives or dies.
almost that making that final decision's like a boss fight because you got to sit there and think, well, I don't know what to do for the best. What is the best in this
Not
story?
me. I just flip that coin, baby. Just
Would
I'll
you?
go
In
with
this
this one.
story, it's like,
Yeah.
what's the best decision? And I just think that what made it so compelling and difficult was because the characters are so well written. So you
That's a
sort
good
of,
sign. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Like Gay
difficult
Tony,
to make.
right, Chinny?
Yeah, you almost like
Brilliant.
get to know these people on a more personal level because you have chats with them throughout the game where you're just finding stuff out about the personal lives rather than just this
Sure.
cardboard cutout video game character. I just think it's brilliant. And I know I'm a cliche just playing, but everybody who owns Cyberpunk
Just play it.
should buy this and play it because I think it's one of the best written stories I've played in a video game. And this is how good it was. You know, like you were saying you were ready to be done with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I would have been quite happy for this to go on for another 15 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't want it to end. I was like, I don't want it to end because it's just so well done.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop playing it. When I wasn't playing it and playing something else, I'm like, I just want to go back and play that. Honestly, I just thought it was, and what's cool as well, it has full credits and everything at the end, like a movie does. You know, even though it's part of the DLC, and then it dumps you back in the world, and then there's like an after scene as well, which I thought was really well done. I just think it's sublime. The developers at CG Projekt Red know how to craft a superb story, get some brilliant performances out of the actors, you know, within that, and it's just top notch.
Top draw.
Top draw. One of the best, like I say, that I've played in a long, long time. There you go.
Are you gonna finish the main quest?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the main quest again because I've still got obviously the start of the end game as a save point.
Yeah.
So I can just go and do that. So I may well do
That's
that.
a good
just to
sign when
see.
you want to keep going with it.
Yeah, no, I'm not done. I must admit, I'm back in, like fully into Cyberpunk again. It's such a
he's
good
back, baby.
Such a good game. It's such a shame it launched as it did, but
Right, we're not getting into this again. You love it. Everyone should play it. We got
just
it.
play it.
Okay.
Everyone should play it.
Right.
The game and this
Play it.
DLC. It's just amazing.
Okay, so is it back to Chinny then?
No, yes, it is. Yes, actually, I was going to say no,
Yes,
but
it
it
is.
is.
Well, you got more games than me. The only thing I've got left is Uncharted 2.
Shall we do that?
Okay,
Get
well,
it
then
out
we'll
of the way?
Can
Shall
do.
we
Get it out of the
Can
way.
do.
Go ahead.
Shall we
Do
get
it.
away?
Yeah.
What bloody feature is this?
So I'm sure, yeah, does it? Hold up. I
This is the
don't
part of
know.
the show where we talk about it. They talk about a game they've been playing from at least 10 years ago, and they decide.
So
Does it hold up?
We played the end. We finished it.
I finished it. Yeah, I finished this.
Finished it.
It's all over, baby.
First note I've got is
Go on.
Elena looks like she's very PS2.
Yeah, she does have a funny look about her in this
She
game,
looks very
doesn't she?
smooth.
Yeah,
Almost
yeah.
like a PS2 character.
I
don't
feel
know.
like, I'll be honest, I feel like the character model in the original game looks better than this. I feel
I
like she
don't
looked
think
kind
so.
of. I don't know. I feel like she looked different. She looks a bit weird. She looks like she's had plastic surgery.
She does. She does. She does.
It's like that was PS. That was like Uncharted 1. Now she's had some plastic surgery since then.
Do you
With
remember
some of that treasure.
Did you remember the twist with the beasts? Did you remember that?
Vaguely. I didn't
remembered.
really. I'll be honest. I didn't really. It
I
was
like,
until.
I think these are humans. These things.
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
remembered it once it happened. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
but I didn't have prior to that. I didn't.
Yeah. And then so they turned out to be sort of like monster humans, and I was like,
Yeah, they were like some sort of
like
tribesmen.
20.
weren't
It was
they?
like 20 jumping 20 feet in the air. Like, what are these guys doing?
Yeah.
Yes. So.
So what's it? Is it El Dorado? It's not El Dorado, is it? What's it called? The place where they go?
Isn't it Shambhala?
Shambhala. Is it Shambhala or was that the first game? I don't know.
Shamalama Ding Dong.
I'm pretty sure it's Shambhala because I
It's
remember
Shambhala.
playing Uncharted 2. I never played 1. and I'm
Actually,
pretty sure
Duke,
that
I'm
in-
pretty sure that it's Sunderland. Okay. All right.
Milton Keynes. It's Milton Keynes.
Sunderland. The
Um,
mystery place of Sunderland.
But yeah, what's kind of interesting, right? This is the first thing I thought when you finally, because not long after you finished your bit last week, you get to Shambhala, don't you? You get to this mythical
Sunderland.
place, and it's meant to be this place full of treasure. But you don't see any treasure. I was like, where's the
No.
treasure then? There's no gold.
No.
I was expecting all these shiny gold buildings. I couldn't remember what it was like the first time I played it.
To be honest, it looked a bit like Sunderland.
It did. It looked like
Do you know what I mean? It
Sunderland.
looked just decrepit.
And for the record, in case anybody doesn't know, Shambhala is a spiritual kingdom in Tibetan Buddhism. So they're pulling pretty heavily from the Buddhist tradition here.
And if anybody doesn't know, Sunderland is a shithole.
Yeah. So you
not
got
in
to
Tibet,
the-
I assume.
Yeah, go on.
You got up to the final bit where you had to do the PS or Sony symbols puzzle where you
Yes,
had to
I
put
did
them on
that.
the right.
Yeah, I did
Yeah, so you did that, and then the secret staircase opens at the other side of the map, doesn't it? It's like, oh, you need to go there now
Yeah.
or something.
And then
Um,
you do some bits and bobs with the
Yeah, you've got
layout.
to have a fight with loads of dudes where the secret entrance is.
Yeah.
Don't you? And then you open that and you faff around, and then this staircase appears. Then you've got to. So fortunately, there's a zip wire that the
Lucky, isn't it?
Shambhalan people
There's a
left.
there's a lot of luck like that in this game.
Yeah,
isn't there?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, you never know. We could walk back.
What are the chances?
But
What are the chances?
But don't worry, Drake. I've installed because I Sunderland. Isn't it? Hey, Drake, I've installed a bloody zip line for you, so you can go down.
Zip line.
A zip line, mate.
So you get into Shambhala, and then
Sunderland.
the dudes who aren't dudes, and there's a big standoff thing, right, where he holds Elena hostage.
Who?
Right, the fucking Russian dude, doesn't he? When
Oh,
just
yeah.
before you go in, he's like, you need to do it, or I'm gonna shoot her,
Yeah.
or whatever. Shoot him and shoot her and shoot Chloe Fraser
Shoot
as
this
well.
squirrel that's over here as well.
Oh,
I'm just
shoot
gonna
the
shoot everything.
squirrel.
I'm just gonna shoot everything.
Right, and we know from earlier in the game, this dude is ruthless. I mean, he just shoots
Yeah,
people.
you say
like
that,
a
but he's also
passion.
very crap because he just walks off and goes
He
deal
does.
deal with them.
Deal with them.
Yeah.
So he holds it hostage. So you have to do whatever you've got to do to open the gate, like
Mm-hmm.
the secret door into Shambhala. And you do all that, and then he doesn't shoot her anyway. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just not true to form. That this guy's shooting everybody.
If he had a boss, his job would be in danger. You know what I
It
mean?
would.
He'd
Terrible.
You get a good sacking.
It's as bad as Max Payne. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He's pretty crap at his job as a
Pretty crap.
evil evil overlord.
Mm.
So you get into Shambhala, and then all of the dudes who are animals who aren't animals attack, basically, don't they? So-
Sundalians, they're called.
Sundalians.
From Sunderland.
From Sunderland.
Yeah.
They all attack en masse, and you have this big sort of fight with them, and they're jumping around, and they've got these weird crossbows that are really powerful.
They're really good at like absorbing bullets, but you shoot one
Oh,
crossbow at
yeah.
them and they'll just die instantly.
Yeah, no, I only noticed that after I'd wasted about
They
500
go, oh
bullets
no,
on them.
a wooden arrow. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's so dangerous. You know.
Excuse me, Chinny. Hang on a second there. Excuse me, but the crossbows don't shoot arrows. Crossbows shoot bolts. Chinny, come
Oh
on.
my god, I'm
Boy,
so
I really hope somebody got fired for that
Oh my
one.
god, I'm never gonna come on the show again. I'm so ashamed. of myself.
There's an area where you have to fight about 3 of them at the same time.
Yes,
And I died a lot.
a lot.
I probably
I died
died
a lot
about
on
6
this.
times.
This section on the thing now.
You really suck.
I died a lot. There's a section where like you're fighting through some water and just normal guys, and I died fucking loads.
Oh
doing this
yes, there is that area as well.
I just feel like
Yeah.
they just dick you hard in this game at the
Yeah,
end.
they
They're
do.
just like, let's just make it really hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was pretty hard section, and then there's a section after this where there's a load of enemies, and you've got to sneak around and take as many as you can out before you have to fight them because there's fucking loads of them.
That's bloody loud.
Fucking loads. Yeah, so ending. So you fight all these dudes, and then Russian overlord man goes. He's disappeared, so you get like everyone safe, and then he's disappeared to go and. It turns out that this fucking what they thought was a massive amber thing is actually tree sap. So it's this tree sap of life.
Imagine
Or
traveling all the way to Shambalamanam, right?
yeah, for the
And-
treasure.
And
For
then
treasure.
just going, oh, I think there's going to be loads of bloody cash here. And then you just get tree sap.
You get tree sap.
You'd be gutted.
Well, what kind
You
of
would.
tree sap are we talking
It's
about?
the
here?
same. As,
So-
it's the same as going. It's about the same as going to Paris and going. Is that it?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
this it? This is cash.
So basically, it's some tree of life baloney,
Mhm.
right?
Fucking tree of life bullshit.
Fucking tree of life
Take
bullshit.
that,
Hey, yo,
pantheistic.
Hey, what's the
pagans?
fucking baloney about the tree
Yeah.
of life? Yeah.
Fuck you and your tree.
Tree of life
Celts.
bullshit.
Ugh.
And yeah, if you drink the sap from the tree of life, you get eternal life,
Nice.
basically.
Nice.
Basically,
Do it. Why not do it then?
yeah.
So,
Drink
So
go on.
Russian overlord dude obviously drinks the tree of life sap,
Yeah.
and
Yes,
hence
now I am indestructible.
yeah, boss fight ensues.
So I've got some
mm.
notes here.
Go on.
And the one about the boss fight is hated the last boss, hated it in caps.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hate
it
it
was
so
awful.
much. I hate it.
It's true. It was
And I
horrendous.
hate it when the main because you do a boss fight and basically just runs after you and you've got to
You just run in a circle. That's all you're doing
just got to
for
blow
10
up
minutes.
these big blue things.
Next to him, and the amount of times he jumps on you and insta kills you, I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, for God's
Did you
sake!
die quite a lot? I did.
A few times,
Yeah.
quite a few times, I
Um,
died doing that.
And then I hate what I hate. I
Oh.
fucking hate it. Right, is this
Go on.
Nathan Drake at the end? He goes, "No, I'm not gonna kill you. No,
Oh yeah, I'll let them do it. Doesn't
I'm not
he?
gonna do it. I'm
Let
not
them
gonna
do it.
You know what? I've killed.
Yeah,
I've-
because he's actually a good guy.
I've killed
that's
500
what separates
people.
him from
Yeah,
the Joker.
yeah,
I mean,
I've killed 500 people
Batman.
today. I don't think I've got it in me to kill the
Yeah.
main bad one.
One more's too many.
It's too much.
it's funny. People
Tired.
don't get mad at this, but they do get mad at Last of Us 2 for that same sort of premise. But I don't understand why this guy can be killed if he's drunk this tree sap.
Exactly.
Wouldn't he be
Well,
like Mr. Burns?
It's the tree sap that kills him, though. So maybe that's why. Who knows?
In fact, even a slight breeze could.
Indestructible.
Yeah.
It is hard
Yeah.
to know, but obviously, exploding tree sap does the trick. Apparently,
And then all those blue people just eat him or something,
yeah, they kill him, do
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
because
they
he went
just-
after the sacred tree.
and they just go, "Nathan's all right though. Leave him."
we'll let him go. We're more interested
Don't
in
worry
the
about him.
nearly
almost
dead
drank it.
Russian.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
the nearly dead
Yeah.
Russian. We don't care about
Because
the.
he's evil. They can tell who's
Yeah.
evil, man.
Yeah.
Must be.
I've got
must
some
be.
other notes here, Stu. Do you want to hear my
The
other notes?
Na'vi
Go on,
understand
go on.
better.
Let's see if I agree or disagree.
Because you are with Elena and Chloe towards the end of the game.
you are.
And then you're doing a lot of climbing. All three of you are doing a lot of climbing.
Yeah, you're all
yeah,
very
getting
agile.
sweaty.
Very agile.
Getting to it.
Oh,
If you close your
yeah.
eyes, it does start to sound like an orgy. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just.
Yeah, it does. Does. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's
You
a
should
lot
have
of
a
that.
filthy mind, Chinny.
I do.
And he has got a history with both of these women, as we know.
He's bunked them both. The
Yeah,
Jersey
has.
dog.
So he has.
Yeah, what I did like as well is, you know how the Blue Men group, whatever they're called, Blue Men Group. I'm
Yeah.
just calling them the
Yeah.
Blue Men Group. You know the
Yeah.
ones that
The
play the drums with the paint. You know those guys.
The Sunderlees.
Yeah.
The Sunderlees.
The Blue Man Group. So they were wearing those beast costumes, wasn't they? As a kind of like deterrent. Never really explained why they were wearing it. Look, why? Look, just. And then also when the guy lifted the mask off the beast to reveal that it was this blue bloke, they all stopped wearing them at the same time. There's like
Yeah, they all just took them off. They were like, "Oh well, we've
Lads-
been revealed."
Lads,
We're done with this now.
We've been rumbled. It's fine. We're just going to go without them today. But I just cleaned mine. I just cleaned it. No, just put it down.
Mikey, stop complaining.
Yeah,
we're all
stop it.
decided.
I know you've.
Come
I
on.
know you've got nice little baubles on yours, but we're just going to let them go now. That's the meeting.
Freddie,
over.
you should just burn yours. We're not. It can't be washed.
Yeah.
It's just beyond. I mean, you
and
need to learn
Dave,
how to
you're
control
always
your
forgetting
urine.
yours. You're always eating yours anyway. You're so silly. So yeah, that's the thing. And then at the
Sex
end,
noises into the microphone for 10 seconds.
Sorry, I was trying to stop it after
the
sex
end,
noises.
the end, Stu. You know when the game
Yeah,
ends.
yeah.
You know that's what
The
usually
very
the end.
end.
Is usually the end, right? At
Yeah.
the end.
Slow down.
There's a bit where like Nathan and Elena are like, oh, and Sully's there, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna find Chloe. Do you remember that bit?
Yeah. Because
Right.
obviously you don't see Chloe, do you? At the
So
end?
so
She
so
just
he's
disappeared.
so Sully was like, fuck this. I'm off to see that slag who obviously shags
He
everybody.
does.
That's
it's
what-
even it's the way it's because Drake says something like, "Oh, you dirty old goat" or something
you
like that,
dirty
doesn't he?
bastard, you. So
Yeah.
For clarification, I'm not calling Chloe a slag, but that's what Sully thinks. He's like, "Where's that dirty fucking hag
Where's that?
where's-
I've got a chance
Do
with
you know what
her.
I mean? Where's that slut that you was with earlier today? I'll have a go at her. Disgusting, Sully, you
It is,
dirty
it's
old man.
terrible.
And he's
It is
also probably
terrible.
like twice her age, the dirty dog. It's a
It
very,
is.
it's a very
It is.
Leonardo DiCaprio situation for me. Anyway,
It
There
is.
you go.
I like.
So does it hold up?
Well, I've got lots of notes here, Duke. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we've got
Oh,
more
okay.
to go through.
Right.
Yeah. By the way, but we didn't
All
talk.
right.
I was just
I thought
seeing
when you
if
talked
there's-
about the end of the game, that might be it.
No, but I've got a
Harry.
I've got a trivia section, so bugger to you.
we didn't talk about Harry. Hey, Harry blew himself up.
Yeah, he blew
Blew it-
himself up.
Blew himself up. He's like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here."
What can you expect from someone with such a stupid name?
Yeah.
Harry.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Harry Potter's listening to the show, going, "Oh,
Yes. Oh, I liked
oh,
Harry.
Yeah.
I like my name."
Yeah.
And
And again, he's crap because he does a crap job because he doesn't kill anyone else. He's trying to
No.
kill you all,
he kills,
and he only kills himself.
like he's, "Oh, I'm going to blow everybody up." He's like, "You literally
Yeah.
killed somebody within a 10-foot radius of you."
I mean, he injures Elena a bit, doesn't he?
A
Let's be honest.
bit. I mean,
A bit, but she's not dead.
he would have done more damage if he just sort of like, I don't know, kicked her in the tits.
Yeah,
or
or
something. I
threw
don't
the
know.
grenade towards you rather than holding it next to himself. Who
Yeah,
knows?
Whatever.
Who knew?
I like the banter at the end with Nathan and Elena because
I thought
doing a lot of
that
banter at the end.
Was brilliant. I'll be
That's great.
honest. I thought that's the perfect ending to an action game.
You want to know? I'm going to do some early trivia on that section.
Go on then.
because that's in my
Yeah.
trivia section.
Is it
Right.
ad libbed?
It's ad libbed, Stu. It's
Yeah, I
completely
felt that.
ad-libbed.
It felt natural. It was good. It was good.
Very good section.
It doesn't shock me that.
Also, yeah, my other note was like the game's good at telling you what treasures you've missed or whatever. Blah blah blah. Boring.
Yeah.
Do you want my trivia section?
Come on, let's do trivia because we've talked about how much we
no,
hated
no,
the boss fight, but the actual end was good.
The actual end was good, and you run away on that bridge, which is fine, I suppose.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
fine. Yeah,
that's
running
fine.
across
I
the
don't know.
bridge.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I would have left Elena. I was like, man, she's dead weight.
Did it? By the way, did the bridge in one go? I don't think I did that the first time I played it.
Yeah, I think I did it in one go. I think.
Yeah, I did it in one go, didn't I?
Okay, so trivia section of the show. Facts. These are hard-hitting facts. Okay. Uncharted 2 has 564 in-game cinematics, right? Compared to the first one, that had 80.
Yeah, it doesn't shock. Again, doesn't shock me.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
it is.
Uncharted 2 received universal acclaim, being praised as one of the best video games of all time, earning Game of the Year awards from Spike's Video Game Awards and also, I don't know, GameSpot or some bullshit like that. Right. Top selling video game in the United States in October 2009, sold 500,000 units. Very good. And as of March 2015, Uncharted 2 has sold 6.5 million copies. That's for an exclusive
That's pretty good, isn't it?
PlayStation game. Very good. Very,
That's
very,
very good.
The reviews on this were fucking off the charts. Like A plus, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. From Edge, 9 out of 10 because they're usually quite harsh. Eurogamer, 10 out of 10. Famitsu, 37 out of 40 because they're very harsh. 4 people score it out of 10. That's how that works. Yeah, just across the board, 10s, 9.5, 10s, 10. Unbelievable reviews for this game.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm ticking these off as I go because it's a visual reminder for me. And then in Uncharted Drake's Fortune, yeah, we had 104 individual environments. In number 2, we have 400 individual environments. And then they spent 30 days recording motion capture. It's quite a lot, isn't it, for a game?
That's a lot.
It's a
Month.
lot.
Whole month.
Whole month for the game. Just in the same studio. This is an interesting fact. This is my top fact, right? Your nipples are gonna explode when you hear this.
Okay, I'm ready.
Right.
Just a minute. I'm holding on to them.
Hold on to them.
I'm holding on. I'm worried.
Be careful.
I might have to mute myself because I don't want to have my nipples explode.
Yeah, exactly. I'm holding
You've got
on.
double glazing windows, Stu, because it's going to penetrate through them.
I've got new ones, so it should be fine. Should be fine.
Right. So this is the only Uncharted game where you beat the entire story without swimming. How are your nipples?
Dude.
They're all right. They're all right.
They're all right.
They're
They
holding
stayed
up. Just held up. Just held up.
Okay. This is the only game to not feature a section where Drake is driving or riding a vehicle or animal. So there's no Drake doesn't drive or ride anything.
No, directly. No, he
No.
rides on stuff, but he doesn't directly.
He's on stuff, but he's not riding.
Yeah, he doesn't directly steer anything.
This is a top fact as well. Elena,
Oh.
right? Are you holding on to your nipples again, Stu?
I'm holding on. I'm holding on. I'm ready.
Elena was originally meant to die in the first Uncharted game.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's kind of like a Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad.
It
He was
is.
supposed
I was
to
just about
die-
to say the same thing.
He
I
was
was about
supposed
to
to
say
die
the
in the
same.
season 1, then the writer's strike happened. But yeah, no, they kept her on because they thought the chemistry was very good.
Was and it still is. And still is.
Yes, and the last scene between Nate and Elena was improvised. That's the trivia section.
Okay, I have got.
Mm.
Okay, now that we're done with Uncharted 4.
Uncharted 2.
Uncharted 2. I have got a suggestion, right? And I know we were going to do
shit.
Alan Wake. I know I was going to, and I've just been
shit.
checking. I think for our next, we should play the Tomb Raider reboot, which came out in 2013. So it's just on the 10 years.
Well,
It's just on the 10 years.
With Tomb
Because
Raider,
that's a similar type of game.
with
Similar
Tomb
type of game.
Raider, Stu.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Tomb Raider. I was thinking about
Yeah.
it. I think about Lara Croft a little bit too much. Right, so there is going to be remakes of Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3. The
There is.
originals. Now, I'm not suggesting that we play the original 1, 2, and 3 all the way through.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, why don't we play an hour of each?
Can do. I mean, I'm quite happy to play a bit of
And
the
then,
original Tomb Raider.
and then we can do the reboot.
Oh, okay.
What about
okay.
that? As a bit of
Okay.
a series. But do you want to do Uncharted 3 before we do those?
Well, we need to do Alan Wake because I'll be honest with you. I picked up Alan Wake 2 this
oh
week.
my God, you'd like yeah.
No, I don't. No.
Oh, God.
And I'll tell you the
Chinny,
reason why.
what you don't know is Duke rang me this week. Said, Chinny, if we don't play Alan Wake for the fucking retro thing, I'll fucking go.
I mean, I really
It-
want you to
it's
play
true.
Alan Wake.
True.
So you can experience the glory of fighting a tractor.
No, the reason is because I'll be honest with you. The reason is because Epic Game Store were having a Black Friday sale thing.
Yes.
And they fucking just give shit away for nothing, don't they? They're just like, here, have some stuff. So they had a 33% off voucher going on.
Yeah.
So when I bought Alan Wake 2, that cost me 26 quid with the voucher.
Yeah.
And the voucher was for Black Friday week. So I'm like, well, do you know what? It's a no-brainer, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. 26 quid for what's potentially a lot of people's game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I
people
bought it.
praising it,
Yeah, and that's a bargain. I mean, 26 quid for a AAA game.
So are we doing Alan Wake? Are we
So I
doing-
think we need to do Alan Wake, then I can play Alan Wake too, because I am desperate to play it now. I've got it. Now I've got it.
Okay, so Alan Wake is split up into 6 episodes.
That is correct.
Do you
It
do
is.
2 a week?
We can try that. I can't imagine why that's not doable.
Probably
Can't
doable.
imagine. Yeah, I think that's quite doable.
It's been 13 years since I've played that bloody game.
Yeah, I've played it again, so I have played it twice in its lifetime, but
Now-
it's probably 4 or 5 years since I last played it, so it is quite a while.
Will there be an Alan Wake 2 demo? Is there a demo?
Not that I'm aware of, and I'll be honest,
I
it's
really want Stu to give it a go.
Oh,
So,
Alan
no,
Wake
Duke.
2.
No, Duke. I want Duke to
Oh,
give it a go. I
Duke,
want
yeah,
Duke.
yeah.
It ain't happening, baby.
Oh,
and
I hate
nobody be buying me it. The last thing I need is someone buying me this game. Like, I just want to see what you think. I don't need that pressure.
What if Remedy sent us a free copy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
what if that
exactly
happened?
what the Duchess said. We don't need more games.
What if
No,
Remedy
it's true.
sent us a copy and said,
No, I don't
No.
want to play it.
because I know.
Go on, Duke.
I
You
know
know
this-
you want it.
I know this chap called Alan Wake at Remedy, and he said we can have it. Okay, that's a shame.
He said we can have it.
I feel like Duke's response to Alan Wake 2 would be great, but he's not playing.
I smell another video of Jamie's going to animate it.
Yeah, he's not playing. So yeah, okay. So Alan Wake 1 then, Stu, we're gonna try, and then we're gonna come.
Yeah.
I'm guessing we're coming back to Uncharted.
Yeah,
eventually.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so we'll try Alan Wake. I think there is a remastered version of Alan Wake on the Xbox One. I think. Hello.
Yeah.
Stu. are you
Yeah,
alright?
sorry, I'm miles away. I was looking
I
if there
know.
is a demo of Alan Wake 2 just to see.
Of course not.
No, there isn't. Sorry, what were you saying,
I
Chili?
think
Say
there's a
again.
I think there's a remaster of Alan Wake, isn't there?
There is, but I've got the original already, so I'm just going to play the original because I think does it hold up? And I know we played obviously the new versions of Uncharted, but I think it's quite cool just to play the original one because
So
then you
cool,
really are.
bro.
Yeah, but
You
I'm
really are
thinking of.
doing. Does it hold up?
I'm thinking
Um,
of achievements. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I can
Well,
get
I
some
don't give a shit about those. So you do what you want. I can play the original, so I
Well,
don't give a
I think
shit.
CD Keys is
And you can talk about what's different.
7.
Here's the real question, Chinny. If you do play the remaster, you're going to have to keep track of all the new lesbians they throw in.
I'll tell you what. Let me have a look how much it is on Epic. In the
I can't
because
play,
obviously-
I'm not playing it on the PC. Shit, I can't.
No, you can play it on whatever the hell you like. But
I
I'm just
know.
saying, I'm wondering if the Alan Wake remaster is cheap on Epic at the moment with the Black
Mm,
Friday sale.
Mhm.
That's all. That's all I'm bloody saying. All right.
Mm.
Because if it's cheap enough, I'll
Oh,
buy the
we are
remastered
saying we don't have to do this on the air, y'all. You can sort this out
Right,
later.
here we
Let's
go.
keep
I'm
it
having a
moving.
look.
Listeners don't care.
Okay.
Let me have a
All
look.
right, what's next?
25
Is it my
quid,
turn?
You can fuck that right
Yeah.
off. I ain't paid fucking 25
Maybe the
quid.
listeners do have to hear this.
Sorry.
25 quid for what?
Alan Wake remake.
Ah.
Remastered. I ain't paying that.
Okay.
Okay.
Grape.
I'll play the original one.
Please.
Right. Fucking I'm a cheapskate.
gives a shit.
Okay, is it my turn? Should I talk?
Yeah,
now?
you just carry on. Go for it.
Okay, are there going to be like video clips of the games I'm talking about? Or are y'all busy looking up?
I don't know.
Wake's
We'll
stuff?
know. Yeah,
I'm
just
ready,
a
I'm
minute.
ready, I'm ready, I'm
Okay.
Yeah, all right,
Word
yeah.
Factory.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 Any game that has words at the heart of it, I'm like, all right, I'm curious. Let's see how this is. And this game is like Factorio, but with letters.
Oh, no.
Which, if it sounds kind of stupid, that's because it's kind of stupid, but it's also kind of fun. So y'all know how games like Factorio and Satisfactory and a lot of other games, Shapes with a Z, they all follow a basic formula. You have a basic resource, and then you refine that resource, and you get other resources, and then you change it, and it gets into be a different thing. So the way this game works is you start out with the letter I, right? Just vertical line. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the first machine you get can bend the letter I into the letter C. So you start the I generator pumping, and then it sends it through the C transformer, and it makes it into the letter C. So if you need to spell the word ice, you get the I going straight to the I. You get the I going straight up into there's each of the letters that you have to make is at the top of the screen, right? And you have to send the letter that way. So I is easy. You just connect the I pump to the I output, right? Okay, I is easy. The C, you send it through the C transformer and it bends your I's into C's, and then you send that to the C. Now the E is going to be a little complicated because what you'll need, maybe you can imagine what you have to do for the letter E.
You gotta
turn a three the wrong way around.
Well, you don't have a 3.
Oh, that's no
You
good.
just
then.
have the letter I. That's all you have.
What about number
But
3?
there's no numbers at all. Well, hello, McFly.
What about
Anybody
switching
home?
off the game
Anyway.
and trying something else?
Yeah, yeah.
So here's what you do. You get the letter I is your stick on the side of the E, and then you rotate the I 90 degrees, and then you have your top stick for the top of the E. You get another one rotated, and that becomes your middle stick, and another one rotated, and that's your bottom stick. And then you combine all 4 of those together, and then that's your E, and then you can send that to the letter. So it's all a matter of sending letter I, and you get sticks. Now here's the tricky bit. And it reveals something that's at the heart of every video game, more or less. To get the letter V, you're combining 2 letter I's, right? But think about it. If you were to smush 2 letter I's together, what do you get?
A
thick I.
Yeah.
Thick
you
I.
just get
Yeah.
another I, right? A thick I. So what it does is it says, oh, we know what you want. You want to rotate this one 45 degrees and this one 45 degrees, so you get the letter V. And it does that automatically. What goes unsaid is the game knows that if you want to smush 2, vertical lines together, it's going to rotate them a little bit and we'll end up with a V. Now to make an X, what you do is you make 2 of those V's and then you flip one of them upside down and then you smush them together and then you get an X, right? That's kind of stupid. But it's that thing of like, we'll nudge things a little bit to give you a V, but everything else you got to just do it from scratch, right? So
I suppose
every game
once
is
you know
kind
the
of like
rule,
this.
though, you're okay. Yeah, I suppose.
Right, you are. But for a certain, like the Q is another example, right? Okay, I know how to make an O because you make a C and then you make another C and then you rotate
them
the second
together.
C
Stick
and you
them
smush them
together.
together, you get an O. Right, exactly.
Yeah, I see what you're doing now.
Right, but then for the little stick at the bottom of the Q, you just send an I and it just sorts it out.
Right.
So like, part of me wishes it weren't so simple. Because I want every step to be logical, right? And that step, I mean, it does make sense, but it's not inherently logical the way that making an O is, right?
Yep.
So whatever. It's very silly. It's barely a word game. Like the words are only there because you're combining little units together. But that said, these kinds of games are a lot of fun. So I'm having a good time with it. It's a very clean design style.
Oh, you're being serious. These games are a lot of fun.
What? Yeah, I like Factorio.
Yeah, but that's not a joke or anything.
Hey, everybody's fun is different, man. Not everyone's gonna love the same kinds of games.
So you're just
but
being
in my case,
straight up serious there. Okay.
He's not joking. He's not joking, Chinny.
Wow.
So ignore the haters, listeners. If you like Factorio, if you like a game that has some, logic gates where you combine stuff and switch things around and flip them upside down, and then when you get done, it shows you like, they have these, charts, and the same was true in, I don't think it's not true in Factorio because that doesn't have like levels, but this is true in Opus, Magnum Opus, whatever it is, the Playtronics games, and it was true with Space Chem. They'll show you this distribution chart where it's like, here's where you are, and then here's the least number of items on the screen possible, and then here's what most people had or whatever, and then here's the solution with the least number of excess letters or whatever it is. And it's just interesting to say, okay, I could give it another try and see if I can do it with fewer, eye pumps on the screen at once or whatever. So it's a fun game. It's silly. It's ridiculous. I know, but it's a good time.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
word
would
factory
try,
with an I.
Yeah, I would try Factorio, I think, but no, maybe not this.
Well, Factorio also is more open world, and there's a lot of different ways to solve your engineering problems.
Sure.
This game has it's level by level, and Factorio is nice because you just get sucked in and you just keep going and going and going. This is you finish a level, you're like, okay, I'll step away from it for a while. But it's cute. I'm having a good time with it.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
that's Word Factory.
Cool.
Word Factorio.
Word
Who knew?
Factory.
No,
Word
it's just
Factory.
Word Factory with an I on the
Factory.
end.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
Anyway,
Okay.
I've
Stu,
also
what do you
been
got?
playing an actual game where you shoot like vampires
Oh,
in
like
the
a proper game.
Oh,
like
are
a proper
those the
game.
only games that are real games now?
Yeah,
Okay,
because
yeah,
not like
interesting.
them shit things
I
you're
didn't
playing.
Oh yeah, heaven forbid I come on this show to talk about a weird and shit game.
Yeah.
And it's
Stu's
called.
never played a game like that.
I haven't. It's
Yeah.
called El Paso Elsewhere. It's
Okay.
called.
What?
It's don't. Oh wait.
Don't.
Just fucking wait.
Don't you dare.
I'm listening. Go
Just
ahead.
you wait. It's called El Paso Elsewhere, and basically, you're the boyfriend of Dracula, which is obviously the female
What?
version of Dracula.
Can I make fun of it now?
You can, and basically, she's holed up in a motel where she's taking everything to an alternate reality, and she's about to cause the end of the world as we know it.
Oh no.
I know it's
And
not
do you
good.
feel fine?
Yeah, feel absolutely fine. And your
Okay.
job as ex-boyfriend is to stop that shit from going down. So that's kind of the
Okay.
story, I guess. And yeah, what that involves is shooting lots of sort of vampire henchmen in the face in slow-mo.
Oh.
It's very stylish. It's very Max Payne.
It looks exactly like Max Payne.
It kind of is. It's even got that PS2 aesthetic going on.
Yeah.
So it has got this PS2 aesthetic going on with modern touches, you know, some really nice lighting and stuff like that, and cool environments. And yeah, you basically shoot vampires in the face in normal time. That builds up a meter, which then allows you to use slow mo.
Okay, so this is Max Payne.
It is based on Max Payne.
Max Payne, right.
And
It
you
looks
can
like the part where you're going through your memories in Max Payne, but that's
So
the
the
whole game.
worst part of Max Payne.
yeah, this is kind of what because obviously she's taken the whole motel to an alternate reality.
Is it?
So
Hold on.
it's
Is it
all
an
like this.
abstract area?
Not really. It's not
Didn't-
procedurally generated. It's the same each
No,
time.
no,
So I
but
don't.
when I'm talking about the abstract area where, like in Spider-Man.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Okay,
It kind of
I'm
is.
out. Sorry.
For the
sorry.
whole game. For the
I'm
whole
out,
game,
I'm
it is.
out. No.
So you've got two forms of attack. You can use guns, and you get like different guns as you go along. Get shotguns and obviously
I like
pistols.
guns. I like
Yeah,
guns.
double guns.
Double guns.
And stakes. So you just click the right thumbstick in, and then
Medium
these
rare steaks or
stakes. Yeah, stakes them up. This is a game that punishes you if you go running in headlong. So you've got to be a bit tactical. You know, you can't just go running in like some blind buffoon because you'll probably die.
Man.
Yeah,
When
you
you're
will.
when you're in slow mo, your kills you seem more powerful, so you can kill better, get headshots and stuff like that. And overall, it's just a cool game. Like the dialogue's great. He speaks like Max Payne as well. Just but it's
God.
like it's all like. Well, I got to the motel and things had gone to shit.
So
You know, like
they're
does
not
that?
even trying to hide it then.
No, God, no. You can tell what they've usually totally used as an influence. But yeah, absolutely loving it. It's great on the Steam Deck. Looks amazing. Plays really well. Super slick. I just hope the only thing I would say that's kind of a complaint currently is there's not a lot of variety in enemies. They all look very similar. There's not been any different ones yet. So I'm hoping as I get further into the game that does change. And I do like the fact that like the beginning of the level you can see on screen now, the first thing you have to do is dive through a window. Who doesn't want to do that?
Me? I don't want to do that.
And you want to say you have to save survivors. It's also very forgiving in the fact that in the settings you can have unlimited health. You can put unlimited bullets on. So it's like if you shit at these types of games, you can still enjoy it. You know what I mean? You're not like, oh God, I'm just gonna die like instantly loads of times. So you can alter the difficulty settings, and there's lots of those available in the settings. So they've really thought about how to make it accessible to everyone, which I really like about it. And you can just
Cool.
enjoy the story and not die and just shoot the shit out and be like some superhuman. Yeah. Totally recommend it. It wasn't very much. I got it in the Steam sale. It was about 12 quid. About 12 quid in the Steam sale, which I think
12 quid.
is a decent price for this game. It runs perfectly on the Steam Deck, by the way. It looks great. And it look even better when I get my OLED.
I doubt it.
Yeah, probably. Duke, back over to you because Chinny ain't got nothing
I
else.
ain't got nothing.
Sure. There's this game called City Skylines. You ever play that game?
Oh my god, I want to play it so
Well, the
bad.
second one is on Game Pass, so I figured, hey, I can access this, and I don't believe it's possible to play it on the console.
I really want to play this, really bad.
Well, you have a
It
PC,
isn't.
don't you?
It isn't.
It
possible.
doesn't run very well on PCs. It's
Yeah.
very demanding.
It runs okay on my PC.
It's very demanding.
Yeah, but Chinny's isn't cutting edge like yours is now.
I've got-
God.
I've got a-
Mine's from 2019.
I've
What
got
are
a
you talking about?
1060. That's what I'm rocking.
Yeah, so Chinny's would
Anyway.
struggle.
Well, it can't hurt to try it, can it?
Yeah, it can hurt my brain.
Yeah, it can.
All right. Well, whatever. So you know City Skylines,
Yeah.
the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very similar. Like that's the game.
Don't
Like,
look ridiculous.
It's a game where you build a city, and that's great. And it's been a while since I played the first one, but it feels really similar. Like,
Yeah, but
what do you do when you start a game of
So-
City Skylines? Answer my question. What's the first thing you do when you start a game of City Skylines?
You put a big polluting nuclear plant next to a bunch of people.
Exactly. Then what? So you get your power going. Then what?
You build some roads and some power.
Yeah. Then what? Yeah.
Estates, sewage, electricity.
Sewage. Right. Yep.
And then
Yep.
you buy more land.
I mean, look, it's fine. There's probably more depth in this game than there is in the first one.
Well, I
And
was just
I'll
what I
be
was
the
going to
first
ask is
admit-
on paper, what is different? Because obviously, what does it say?
I wish I could tell you.
What is the differences?
I played this for a couple of hours and I felt like it was exactly like the first one. And I'm sure that's not fair because I would imagine there's a lot more depth. But you remember the reveal trailers, right?
yeah.
And there's all this like stuff going up and like really cool effects of this and that. You fucking putting down roads and zoning shit, and then they build buildings. And to be honest, the first one, when the city sort of came to life, it felt more lively and interesting to look at than this one. And maybe I'm doing something wrong, but it just feels kind of blah. Like when the residences or people are living in them, they all feel kind of similar, and it's all pretty gray. Like I remember the first one having, like day-night cycles, and maybe I just haven't, seen the day-night cycle, or maybe I have something turned off or something, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel as interesting to me. And maybe that's because it's so similar to the first one, and I'm expecting something new or different. But...
There are two huge differences between City Skylines 1 and 2.
Okay, what's that?
Brace yourself, because they're pretty big deals, right?
Let's hear this.
Okay.
Smaller map tiles.
Yes, okay.
So there's meaning more detail packed into each city. So the map tiles are like how
Yes,
big each
there is.
plot is and stuff.
Right.
Now that you mention it, looking at the footage, yeah, they do look a lot smaller. Grape. Number 2, a broader selection of tools at your disposal to complete tasks.
Yes, you
that
can go
used to
underground with,
require
like, tunnels and stuff.
mods.
Right. Okay.
So there's a big modding community on City Skylines because the traffic control system was really bad. So they've basically gone, all those mods there, really just put them in the game and make another game.
What if you paid $60 for a new version of the game?
Yeah.
Then you'd have all those. mods.
You can
Why don't we
apparently
just
you
keep
can,
doing this game with the different mods on it? That's
No.
free. Get the new one.
You can choose whether you want a European or North American themed map, so you can have different road
Right, and
markings,
that's a big
etc.
difference.
That is a
Right,
big
that's
difference.
just
And the other
amazing.
thing
That's
is,
well
can we
worth
just
the $60?
Chinny? Well, yeah, but just a
It
minute.
is for
Chinny,
me.
Chinny mentioned the tile size, but the map is actually 5 times bigger as well. So there's smaller tiles, but there's 441 of those.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. When I was playing the first one, I'd reach a point where I was like, "All right, like this city,
Yes,
it's
I'm
you reach a
making
certain
more
point, it's just
industrial
kinda like rinse
estates.
and repeat."
Yeah, you can make
Right.
an
Like, I'm just gonna make
enormous.
it big,
I know.
and I need another hospital over here.
Yeah,
Now I
City
need another
Skylines to me
school.
is-
And
is-
don't get me wrong, it's fun, but you reach a certain point with any of these games where it's just like, okay, now what?
City Skylines for me lives in the same breadth as like Minecraft and Prison Architect, where every now and again I just like to bust it out, make a thing, and then
Of course.
bugger off.
Yeah, right. I don't feel like this is different enough to make it worth buying it. I'm glad I didn't pay for it. And it's cute. It's fine. Like there's nothing wrong with it. Maybe I just don't love these games enough to really get into the, this person on the screen is like raising bridges and carrying roads over other roads and all this stuff. And that's fine. If you're really into that, more power to you. Maybe I'm just not into it.
There's also this one might blow your mind, Duke.
Yeah.
So yeah, the
Are
smarter
my nipples over there?
AI,
Okay.
smarter AI,
Uh-huh.
so much so that you can follow a certain individual and watch their life path of where they live, go to school, work, if they visit parks.
You know what
in the
that's
day.
called? It's called The Sims.
Or
Who cares?
if they engage in criminal behavior.
Okay. The only reason that matters is because if you have your crime overlay and there's bad crime, you have to build another police station. Like,
Yeah. So
I
I don't know.
Again, I don't mean to slag it off. Like it's fine, but it's not anything like what I thought it would be in terms of like a revolutionary new breakthrough in a city game, because it's not.
Yeah.
It's another city
Okay.
builder and it's perfectly okay, but that's about all it is
Yeah.
from my perspective.
I didn't play Cities the first one enough, really. I didn't play it that much, so I think I'll just carry on playing that one.
Yeah, just play that. Just play that. It's obviously
Well,
not
I mean, it
worth
doesn't make any
upgrading.
sense to buy something slightly better for
No.
more money
No.
when the thing you have is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
only weird,
Yeah.
crazy people do
Just
that.
because it looks a bit better and it's a bit bigger. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
Like, who cares?
Yeah, who cares? I
it's
don't care
funny
about
'cause we're
that kind of
talking about
stuff.
Stu.
I see
Yeah.
what you did there.
Okay, moving on. Go ahead, Stu. What do you got?
I'm going to talk about one more game because the time is moving on rapidly.
Yeah, and I got one more after this, so go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk very quickly about a game that I did buy again in the Steam sale. I bought a few games in the Steam sale this week, actually.
Yes.
And that
Go ahead.
game is Geometry Wars
Oh
because
my
that was on
Really?
sale for
Wow.
£1.39, and I'm like, do you know what? Why not have a trip? Does it hold up?
Why not?
Is
Does
this
it
Geometry
hold up?
Wars 1 or 2?
Yeah, what they haven't got two. They haven't got two on the store, so we got 1 and 3, which
Yeah.
is just really weird. But they haven't
Oh,
got two.
interesting.
3's crap.
Yeah, I didn't even bother with that. Yeah, 1 and 3, they haven't got 2, so I was a bit disappointed because 2 was the sublime version of Geometry Wars.
Yeah.
This is the bog standard twin stick shooter. How long can you hold out before you die? Yeah, it was £1.39. I thought, do you know what will look good on my new Steam OLED, Steam Deck OLED? This
Yeah.
game will look
It's
good
a
on it.
20-year-old game.
And do you know what? This game fucking totally holds up, even after all of this
Yeah.
time. This was the first
Because the
game
design
I played.
is simple but elegant.
It
That's
is.
why.
It was the first game I played on my Xbox 360. This
Yep.
first game I played. And I've got to say, right, this game still looks fucking incredible.
It's great.
Like when you get the shooting where it's like across the whole screen and the whole thing is warping, it just looks fucking amazing. You forget how good this game looks. It's just so good. It's so addictive.
Yeah.
I've not got the highest of scores yet. I must admit, I think the highest I've had so far was about 680,000 or something like that, nearly 700,000. So yeah, no, I think I may be talking shit there. I think it might have been 60,000. Yeah, I don't think it was that much. About 60,000, I think I've got is the highest. I've not beaten the 100,000 top score set by the machine just yet. But what's amazing about this game, and you forget because I've not played it for so long, is you just keep getting better every time you do a round. You do slightly better every time, and it's that learning curve, isn't it? Because it's always the same, pretty much. Everything comes from the same direction. But oh my god, this game is good. I mean, this Chinny was the second one was one of your
obsessed.
favorite games
I
of
was
all
obsessed.
time.
It was
Yeah,
your jam. So to
yeah, it
speak.
was.
Yeah. I was obsessed with it.
It's just brilliant. It's so well designed. It's so addictive. It's so brilliantly done. And does it hold up? Fucking too right, it holds up. It definitely. This is like a big definitely. Does it hold up? So
Yeah.
there you go.
But the second one was so good.
The second was so brilliant, and I'm so sad that it isn't. I'm assuming it's available on the Xbox Store. Is it? I guess still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still there.
I feel like I might buy it. I'll go on the store and
I've
see how
still-
much it
I've
is.
still got it, man. I still love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably had it, but obviously that's on an account that I can't get into anymore. So who knows? But such a great game. So there you go. Duke, your final game for this evening.
So there's a game that's been on my wish list for a long time, and anytime these sales come on, my first thing I do is go and see what's what on my wish list, because those are games I know I'm interested in. Some of them I look at my wish list, I'm like, what the hell was I doing requesting this? I don't know. Anyway, this one's called Ride 2. and it is
Okay.
a motorcycle racing game.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like
That's it,
it's,
that's
it.
that's exactly what it's.
I don't
it
feel
was
like this is your
$3.
thing.
It's not my thing, but I do like a good racing game sometimes. And I was curious to see how this might differ from like a Forza. The main way it differs is you lean to turn as opposed to turning the steering wheel. But effectively, it's the same thing as a Forza game or like, any track racing game, drift or whatever it is.
I think this tried to be like the Forza of motorbikes
Yeah.
and stuff.
It was. I mean, it's got, good graphics. It's got, the turning guide and stuff. Because the first time I played it, I'm like, yeah, motorcycles. Vroom, 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 vroom. And then, like, I'm falling off every 5 seconds and just losing. And it's ridiculous. So the second time I raced, I was doing better. And, end of the day, I want an arcadey racer. Like, I like arcadey racers. So this is not my jam, so to speak. But it's an interesting little change of pace. And, I think it's designed for people who love motorcycles. Because, first of all, there's this thing where it's like, I think there's maybe a little bit of a story, but not much. And then it's like, oh, welcome to the world of motorcycle racing. And it says, I wrote it down. It's this whole thing about a bike's soul reflects its rider's personality. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. We're riding motorcycles around a track. Don't give me some bullshit about the bike's soul.
Dude, what you just said touched me then.
And they make this whole deal of like, which cycle do you want to start with? And you choose between these 3 very different motorcycles. I'm like, all right, cool. This one looks kind of cool. I'll take it. And I think the model was called the Duke or something. I'm like, well, obviously I got to go with that one.
Perfect.
And then they go, okay, now start your first race. And I'm like, all right, sweet. And they're like, well, you need a bike if you're going to ride. You just gave me a bike. You just told me about the bike soul. Why do I have to buy a bike now? God damn. It was so weird. I guess that's your free riding bike or something. I don't know. So yeah, I bought, you can only afford the cheap, shitty bike. So you're supposed to win a few races and then you can get a better bike and go on the world circuit and all this stuff. And it's fine. I don't know how much I'll play this, but sometimes you do feel like a little track racing simmy type of racing game. And it's good for that. I wish you could pop a wheelie. That would be pretty cool, but you can't. You can lean forward and back, but you can't really pop a wheelie. So, I think I need to find myself a more arcadey motorcycle racer, but I don't know how to do that. So, I'm sure if I spent some time on Steam, I could locate something. But who has time?
You got time for that?
Nobody got time for that.
Exactly. So that's Ride 2. I'm glad I paid $3 for it. I got about $3 worth of gameplay out of it, and maybe I'll play it some more. I haven't deleted it yet, so that's a good sign. Who knows?
Who knows? You may do. Right, in that case, we have got Derek's speak pipes from last week because we didn't do them, did we?
No.
Or did we do
correct.
one and not the other? I can't
We
remember.
did one and not the other.
Yeah, so we
because
need
I
to
was going to
do-
come back, and then you were like, "No, we just got to end it."
Yeah, so we'll do
So we're going to jump to speak pipes here.
speak pipes.
Speak
Pipe! It's the way to leave a message
it's
for
crap.
us.
All right, here comes Saint Diesel casts a spell. You ready?
Yeah.
You're a wizard, Harry. Hey, veteran gamers, it's Saint Diesel back again with my second speak pipe for today, the 19th of November. I've been watching a lot of stuff online, hearing a lot of podcasts this weekend to do with the upcoming Game Awards, which, if you didn't already know, are being held on the 7th of December in the USA, hosted by Jeff Keighley, who's been doing them for quite a while now. And of course, one of the big interests was to do with the nominations, especially for Game of the Year. And if you didn't already know, there's 6 nominations, and looking at the nominations that are there, they all seem fair enough to me, but I was more interested in what was left out of the Game of the Year nominations. A lot of people were surprised Starfield wasn't there, but the biggest talking point, I think, for a lot of podcasts was to do with the fact that Hogwarts Legacy wasn't nominated in any categories, never mind Game of the Year.
Wow,
I believe
that
it's
is
the
shocking.
selling Game of the Year so far, and from what I remember of the reviews, they all seemed pretty positive at the time. There wasn't any great negative comments about it, as far as I remember. But of course, a lot of the thoughts were that it's because of J.K. Rowling's personal views, and that could be true. I've got no great stake in the Harry Potter series, although Hogwarts Legacy is set before the Harry Potter stories. But I just wondered, are there any books you haven't bought, any films you haven't watched, any TV series you haven't watched, or any music albums you haven't bought because you didn't like the views of the person involved with them? I'll leave it there.
All right, thanks, Saint
Hmm.
Diesel. I feel like we've sort of talked about this a little bit with regard
Oh, we
to
have.
Hogwarts Legacy, and other media as well. Like I love Kevin Spacey was one of my favorite actors in the world, and I'd rather not give him money now, but I'm still gonna watch Usual Suspects and probably see Seven at some point again. Like
Yeah.
Margin Call is a great movie. It varies from person to person. Like Aziz Ansari, I think messed up, and I think he could have done more to, rehabilitate his persona or whatever. But, compared to some other people, it was relatively minor. And therefore, I'm still consuming his comedy. I think he's a really smart guy. So I don't know. It varies from time to time.
I think it's interesting. Is do you separate the art from the person who created it? Isn't it? It does come down to that sort of question, I guess.
It does. I guess for me, it's more a question of, first of all, I recognize that very few things are made by just one person, right? So like someone's music, okay, Michael Jackson's music, was mostly made by him, even though there were other people helping out with it. A movie is such a huge group of people,
Yeah,
and the
it
same
is.
with a video game. So it's a little easier, I think, to separate those.
Well,
things
to be
out.
to
When-
be
once you-
fair, as far as we know, J.K. Rowling had no input into Hogwarts Legacy at all, apart from allowing them to use the licensing to have it.
Right.
And
And
that's
then it
all we
becomes a
know.
question of like where your money goes. And
Yeah,
I've
she
always
gets some
been
of the
someone
cash
who's
from it,
very
yeah.
interested in conscious consumption. So, I try to buy local when I can. I'm a vegetarian most of the time and so on and so forth, but I would never try to impose that on anybody else. But I do understand where people are coming from when they're like, I'd rather send my shine and money elsewhere.
I think it's interesting. I mean, I'm having a look now on the Game Awards at the nominees for Game of the Year.
Yeah, so we got Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2, which is fine. I have no problems with that. I've heard really good things
So
about
far as we
that.
know.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3. I've heard nothing but great
Yeah,
things about
nothing
that.
but great things.
Yeah. Spider-Man. I wish I knew somebody who played it.
Spider-Man 2.
It's all right.
Resident Evil 4. Come on.
That is a funny
game.
one to be in there. Let's
everybody,
be fair.
that's the one that everybody's up in arms about because
Because
Starfield, which is
Hogwarts
a
should have
original
been in
IP, isn't it? And then
Yeah,
Oh,
but
Hogwarts
let's be
Legacy.
honest. Like, I smiled when he said Starfield because I was looking at a thread on Reddit recently that said, "What was a game you were really hyped for?" And then it turned into a total disappointment. And like the top 5 answers are all about Starfield. They're
Yeah.
like, I love Bethesda.
No,
I
I
love
mean,
Fallout,
I'm
I love
not-
Skyrim. Fuck Starfield. God damn.
I'm not shocked that Starfield isn't there, and I'm not like up in arms about it because I thought it was not
I
very
haven't
good.
played it enough to really say.
No, and I don't think it's very good. But Hogwarts Legacy should definitely be there because it's such a great game and it's so well made and there was no problems with it and it's a great story. It's a shame, I think. If that's the reason, if that is true, I don't think that's fair to the developers of that game because, you know what I mean? They were developing that IP long before any of the controversial stuff came out.
And when it came out, a lot of people were debating Hogwarts Legacy, whether it's right to buy it. And there's a big thing on TikTok and stuff saying, "Oh, if you bought Hogwarts, you're a hater and you're not supporting the cause and all this sort of stuff." So, there's a lot of stuff when that came out, which is easy to forget. So maybe they just avoided it. Maybe they just
Yeah, it does seem a little bit like
Well,
that.
I'm sure. I think they probably wanted, companies that exist to make money, and I don't know what organization this is, but presumably they exist to make money. They tend to avoid controversy. So,
Well, one of the best-selling games of the year, well reviewed. It should be there, shouldn't it? Should be there.
I'm cool either way, to be honest. Like I think I've said my piece about that, but I'd rather not have my money go to J.K. Rowling. But
I just don't want any of my money going to James Corden. That's the only person I have.
Exactly. See, that's all. That's
Is that a
all
danger
Jimmy
with
cares
video
about.
games? Is he
That's
involved
all
in any of
Jimmy
these?
cares
I
about.
don't know. He was probably in some video game at some point, but if
Oh,
I
okay.
just I like.
So okay. How about this? Of these 6, which one do you want to see win?
What were they again? What were they again?
So Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3,
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Brothers
Well, we
1,
know
which you haven't even
Chinny's
touched,
gonna
Chinny. What are
say.
you talking about?
Yeah, we know what Chinny's
and
gonna say.
Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, like I know, obviously I've only played Spider-Man and I love Spider-Man, but I like the fact that Baldur's Gate has done so well. You know why? Because
Yeah,
this,
me too.
Because did you hear the news about all those leaked Microsoft documents about a month or 2 back? Did you hear about this?
No.
I don't think I did.
So basically, a bunch of like documents got leaked from Microsoft, and it was like in a PDF and all these secret things, and like really personal emails were leaked from Phil Spencer and all this sort of stuff. Anyway, one of the emails was, it was something like they was gonna buy Baldur's Gate to be on Xbox Game Pass, right? For like for a couple of million. Bear in mind they paid like fucking loads of money for Bethesda, right? And they said it's just a failed Stadia MMO. Because Baldur's Gate 3 was originally a Stadia MMO.
Really?
Or a Stadia RPG or something. It was originally going to be for the Stadia.
Right.
And
so there was like a petty reaction
yeah,
to
it was
Stadia.
like, oh, it's just some Stadia
Wow.
RPG. And it became one of the greatest games of the year. And
It's meant to be brilliant.
I just wish I could see Phil Spencer in his office on his own, just going. I've seen all the Starfield reviews going. Fuck it, and then could you send Deborah into the office? You fucking bitch! I don't work in purchases. I work on the canteen.
Acquisitions.
Yeah, I work on the canteen. I just what am I? I don't know. And you just absolutely.
I will have the penne alla arrabbiata.
Yeah. So yeah, I just love the fact that they missed the boat on that. Not that I'm a Microsoft hater or anything.
They don't get it right all the time, I guess.
But it's just they put so much money, and it's always the same every year. There's always that game that nobody's watching that always comes along. Obviously, you got your Tears of your Kingdoms and your Spider-Mans and whatever that everybody knows they're coming. But there's like Baldur's Gate 3. There was probably just
came out of nowhere.
a small collection of people going, I think this is going to be good. And they were right. And then everybody else was like, fuck that. It looks weird. You shag a bear? Like, that's weird. I don't know what that is. And it became like so good. So I just love that. I love that.
Yeah, I wish I didn't have any time really during this Thanksgiving week to play this, and I'm not gonna have any time during the winter break, so I probably won't get it until maybe spring or summer of next year, which is a shame because
it's got you all over it, Duke, isn't it? Really?
I know. All I ever read about it is like you love this, Duke, and I mean, yeah. And it's not that I don't have the money; it's just that I feel like it's the time. It really is the time. And when I come home from school, I'm so wiped out that I just don't want to put the energy into like following a new story,
learning
and stuff,
new things. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Exactly.
By the way, someone in the chat, I don't know whether they're still in the chat, called Sack, said, "How old are you guys? How old are you?"
Too old.
Too old. We're three old grumpy gamers. That's what.
93.
Yeah, collectively.
We've got a combined age of 176.
What I find disturbing is that I'm older than Duke was when he joined the show now.
I know.
And I find that
it's
really,
true.
because when I first met Duke, I was like, oh, he's so clever and smart.
Yeah.
And now I'm that age. I'm like, oh god, I'm still a fucking idiot.
You're not clever and smart at all.
No, Duke reads books, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Nerd.
What the fuck are you doing? Yeah.
Apparently, he's super fun. You guys, he thinks we're super fun. So that's pretty good.
like his bookie. What?
Us old folk are super fun.
How
sometimes.
did he find us? That's what I want to know.
I'd like to know that. So I suppose just came
We've
across
also
us.
got Sean Teal in the chat. We've got Jason in the chat. SLH. Oh, by the way, I should talk about the bloody Minecraft server we've got going still.
Oh God, is that still a thing?
It's back, and it's black. That's better.
Apparently, there's been some complaints anyway, Chinny, and I don't know whether this is your fault.
I don't fucking know. What was it? Go on.
But there's been complaints that the mobs are on all the time, and why aren't they sort of being turned off?
Do you want me?
They used to only be on at weekends, didn't they? They only used to be on at weekends for all the people
First
who
of all,
wanted mobs.
right.
Fuck you.
Go bollocks, right? B, I don't know how to turn them off. And C, well, there isn't a C because the A and B were so great. Yeah, I'll look into it. By look into it, I mean forget about it and then get annoyed.
Yeah, exactly. We know what you're like. That's just a pointless thing for you to say. You say you'll look into it, and then
I'll
you just
look
don't.
into it. I'll look into it.
Right, we have got emails, so let's do the emails.
Oh snap! Going back now from the speak pipes back to emails.
Emails, people.
Whoa, that ruled.
Okay, so the first email is off Sean Teal, who's in the chat incidentally at the same time. So
yeah.
it'll be like listening to himself, won't it, when I read his email? Because
Loves it
I'm
as
so
well,
good at
man.
reading
Yeah,
emails.
I love listening to my
Yeah,
show.
hit me.
Listen to my own email.
Email.
Anyway, here we go. Here's his email. It says, a console in the bush is worth an epic story time. He says, good day, boys.
G'day.
What's good? What's good?
Trying to get paid.
Yeah.
This stapler is pretty good.
Yeah, Twix. Twix are pretty good. I like a Twix.
I like the Aldi equivalent of a Twix, which is called a Jive Bar.
Jive bar. There you go. That's what's
Is that
good.
true?
Jive bar.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
I gotta check
Yeah,
out a Jive bar. That sounds groovy.
Sounds great.
As usual, I've been listening to some of the gold in your older podcasts and came across this belter.
Oh, God.
In episode 425, Stu tells us
Go on.
one of the biggest stories since the veteran gamers started.
What episode was this?
Episode 425.
425.
Okay.
So
Go on.
biggest. It was Feb of 2019. So Feb of 2019.
Back in the day.
And Stu's neighborhood had some random break-ins, including Stu's car.
Was it the PS3, 4, something?
PS4. So here's some quick questions I'm sure Stu will have the answers for. But will you guys remember? That's the question.
What console was it?
Probably not.
So question 1. Okay. Which item did the thieves take from Stu's car? Was it a box of small CDs
I
of
remember
Stu's
this,
mixing,
actually. I remember this now.
which was later found scattered down the street? Kay was disappointed they were found. Okay. Was it B, Stu's winter coat, which Kay hated, but was found a short time later in someone's bin, and Kay was devastated? Was it C, an old Nokia 3310 that Kay used to store phone numbers on and play Snake? Or was it D,
I feel like it was.
all of the above? Which was it?
I think it was the CDs. I remember the CDs for some reason. It could be all of the above.
I think it was
suppose.
the coat.
It was
Oh,
the
really?
coat. It was the coat.
Oh, wow.
What was it?
okay.
Well, there was a bit more to the story. So basically, I had this duck
The tight
down.
people. Stu's gonna explain.
No, this is only very quick. I had this really, really thick duck down coat. It was really warm in the winter. It was great. And it got stolen, but then was put in a neighbour's car, which presumably they were going to come back for later, and then got rumbled, so they didn't. He found it in his car, thought, what the fuck's this? And put it in his bin. So he threw it, instead of thinking, I wonder it might belong to someone, he just put it in his bin. And I was talking to him the following day and said, someone's nicked my coat out of the car. And he went, oh, what did it look like? I'm like, oh, it's this like, camel coloured thick winter coat thing. And he went, oh, I put that in my bin. And he threw it away. He just threw it away. What the fuck?
Ah, neighbors.
Anyway, and it was expensive. It was a really expensive coat. I was like, fucking
Yeah, well,
twat.
fuck you and your coat.
Question 2. When Stu went looking through some nearby bushes for his stuff, what else did he come across? Was it A, an Xbox One, B, a box Nintendo Switch, C, a PlayStation 4, or D, an old weathered box of porn and some hand cream?
He wishes. PS4, PS4, PS4.
It was,
Yeah, it was a PS4.
It was a PlayStation 4.
PS4.
It was a PlayStation 4.
Yes. All right.
Question 3. Stu was surprised the console was still working after being in the rain. Before he could return it, what happened next? Did he A, cleaned it for the owner so it looked like brand new?
Did he bollocks?
B, Stu accidentally dropped it, which put a big dent in the corner, but he told the owner the thieves must have dropped it whilst running away? Or did C, he spent an hour using his own internet data updating the console and Call of
Yeah,
Duty
definitely
Modern
not that.
Warfare Remastered that was on it so he could have a sneaky play before he turned
That's
it?
definitely Stu.
Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
that's definitely
Or was
Yeah.
it D?
Oh, no.
Millie decided she would keep the PS4 and straight away went and bought a copy of Deadly Premonition that she only played for an hour before saying, fuck this game, I'm done.
You downloaded an update and you played Modern Warfare, wasn't
I
it?
did. I played Modern Warfare Remastered because it was on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I remember that.
There
Yeah.
you
I was
go.
like, oh, that's on here. I'll play that. Before I did some detective work to find out who it belonged to.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, that's totally true.
Games before
did do
James. I don't know what that means.
Have a great week. Have a great
Great-
week, boys.
great
have a great
week.
week. They're the Scottish version. Now.
Boys,
Have a
you
great
fucking
week,
bastards, you.
boys.
I'm
Sure.
from North Kilt Town.
I know, yeah, for sure. There you go. So that's brilliant.
Yep.
That's made me laugh. I'd forgotten all about that.
Yeah.
Okay, next email tonight is from Jason. Anyway, he says this: Chef Stew, is your government going to confiscate your kitchen knives? Just a rumor I heard. I'm assuming that's related to some news about knives being confiscated. I have no idea.
Sure.
I think there's a lot of hysteria in the United States about people taking guns every time there's a mass shooting, which is pretty much every day because we are terrible. People start going, "Oh, the government's going to take your guns," even though our government is not willing to do anything to stop this mass shooting.
They don't
with
give a
guns.
shit.
Anyway, but the point is that there was some stabbing attack in the UK recently, I think, and so Jason, I think, is extrapolating from the one to the other.
Okay. He didn't entitle. I didn't give the title of his email. It's a shame
Go ahead,
about
give it
rock
that.
and roll. Make me a game witch.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
Anyway, Chin, I guess you already purchased a new car, but here in America, the dealerships are becoming desperate with their bulging inventory. Next year, massive price drops are coming. You should have bought American.
See, last time I went looking at electric cars, they were like, we don't have them for 2 years. So it's interesting to see the fluctuations over time.
There you go. Duke, I recently told an office worker that I didn't want to date her. Next thing I know, she's sending her bathtub videos via text. Is this what modern dating has come to?
I don't know, but speaking of Aziz Ansari, he wrote a really good book called Modern Romance, which looks at dating over time and how people date in the 21st century, and it's very interesting. I'd recommend checking it out.
At least she used the bubbles filter, just not my type.
Okay.
Anyway,
All
right. I've been a fan of the Lemonheads since the early 90s. I used to play all their songs on guitar with my friends. Recently, I've gone down the lead singer Evan Dando's rabbit hole on YouTube. He has his own channel, and it is one of the strangest places in time. Stay off the drugs, kids.
Yeah.
Now, for the quiz, he's got a fucking quiz for us.
Oh, snap. Here comes a quiz, baby. We got all sorts of quizzes this week.
Yeah, we have.
It's time for the quiz. It's time for the quiz. We play the shitty sound clip when it's time for the quiz.
You asked for a quiz after all, and you know my quiz is, of course, going to be a bit different than usual.
Yeah.
So here's his version
nothing less.
of a quiz. Please create a video game concept. Tie the 4 random thoughts I've shared in this email together like the dude's rug, or you fail the quiz. Okay.
Right.
Kitchen knifeless chef. Brit buys American. Modern dating gone wrong. Rock and roll rabbit holes. So there you go. You've got to make a game concept from those 4 random.
How about this? Since you
things.
mentioned the Big Lebowski, I'll just make a game out of that instead. You got to drive around looking for the guys who stole your rug, and then you have to interact with the Big Lebowski, and then you have to go bowling. It's like a fun, casual kind of GTA style game, but you don't do any shooting. You just hang out and do bowling and stuff.
There you go. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. I trust your brilliant minds pulled it off. We definitely did.
We did it. Yeah.
Totally did.
We nailed it.
To be honest, I think it would be an amazing game if only I could code. Stay weird, Jason. So thank you, Jason, for that.
Love you, Jason.
Love you, Jason. Okay, final email this evening is from a silent gamer who's giving us his quiz part 3 of 3.
Oh.
So he says,
Another quiz. Damn.
He says, I want to start out by giving a huge shout out to Duke and giving my best wishes and regards. So there you go. That's
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Hi, Stu and Chinny and Duke. I will give you a set of 4 clues. You have to guess which video game series I am describing. Here is my third and final part of the quiz. I am really impressed with how you've got on so far. You've got 3 out of 4 right in part 1, 3 out of 4 right in part 2. So you have a total of 6 out of 12 correct, which is 50%. And here are the final 4 questions.
That's a failing grade in the US.
Well, let's see if we can do 4 out of 4 tonight. Let's see if we can
Not
do
likely.
this. But
go ahead. We'll give it a try.
So this is question number 9. Here we go.
Number 9.
Clue number 1 is character is highly intelligent and athletic.
Spider-Man. Batman.
Spider-Man.
Laura Croft.
Spider-Man. Okay. Clue number 2 focuses on exploration and puzzle solving.
Oh, it might be
Sounds
Laura
like Laura
Croft. It might be Laura Croft.
Get to the part about how
Could
big
be
the
Lara Croft.
protagonist's breasts are.
Yeah.
I think it might be Lara Croft. I think Chinny's got this here. I think he's got it.
Dude got it. Dude got it.
Oh, is it
Thanks
Duke
a
who said
lot.
that first?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, I just.
Am I too quiet? Is the problem that I'm very quiet?
Yeah,
Because I'm
that's the
often
truth.
very quiet. I can be louder if you want.
Clue number 3: a passport is stamped frequently.
Yeah. No, it's got to be Lara Croft.
And clue number 4 is
Nathan
famous
Drake.
famous for dual wielding.
Lara Croft.
It's got to be Lara.
I mean, yeah, it's probably Lara Croft. But is there anything in there that couldn't be Nathan Drake?
It doesn't. It doesn't dual wield. No, it doesn't
He
dual
doesn't
wield.
dual wield?
No,
Okay,
it doesn't
fair
dual
enough.
wield.
Yeah.
Well, I'm right.
He's
then.
also not very intelligent, really.
Yeah, he's not. He's not.
Well,
No.
I suppose he knows
I
about
mean, is
Shambhala.
Lara Croft? I never played much Lara Croft, so I don't know. I mean, is she
The
really
answer is it is Tomb Raider and obviously Lara
right,
Croft.
okay.
So yeah, because it's
Alright.
named the
Well, we win.
game, isn't it? Name the game,
great.
not the character.
the series?
But we were right. We were right.
Yes,
Number 1,
we were.
Lara Croft is clever, strong, and agile. Number 2, you will
Okay.
be navigating tombs and ruins.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Number 3, in Tomb Raider, the original games, there was a passport. I remember this. There's a
Yeah.
passport in the main menu, and she goes traveling a lot around the
There you
world.
go.
And obviously, Lara carries twin pistols.
Where in the world is Laura San Diego?
No idea.
Now, play those
Question number
games back
10.
in the day, that was my jam. Carmen San Diego was my lady.
Question 10.
How you?
Question 10. We'll go there.
Carmen San
Question 10. Clue number 1 is runs around in zones.
Sonic.
Could be anything.
Runs
Or
around
Mario.
in zones.
Because each zone is like a green zone, and then the cinder zone, and then the fucking underground zone, or water zone.
The end zone.
And he's awful. Also,
Friend
if one
zone.
of the clues is that he's a Nazi supporter, it's definitely Sonic.
Well, let's see. Sidekick Miles can fly in
Sonic.
2 ways.
Sonic.
Yeah, it's Sonic.
No, it's not. His psychic is not named Tails. It's miles per hour. That's his name.
Yeah. Weakness is water, can't swim, sinks to the bottom.
Yeah.
And number 4, seeks out jewels to become more powerful.
Yeah.
thought it was
Also,
rings.
also supports Hitler is one of the clues.
Sports Hitler. And the answer is Sonic the Hedgehog. Look, 2 out of 2 people.
All right. Look at us go.
The
rock.
explanation: Sonic races through levels such as Green Hill Zone, Emerald Zone, and Angel Island Zone. Sidekick is Miles. Tails power uses by his 2 tails to fly, and he flies the tornado biplane.
Yeah.
When
go.
Sonic goes underwater, becomes slow and sluggish. If he does not get an air bubble in time, he will drown. And the panic music that sets in when the counter is above Sonic is frightening. And finally, Sonic collects Chaos Emeralds to become Super Sonic.
Okay.
Question number
Take your word
11.
for it. I haven't played much Sonic.
Clue 1. A logical thinking puzzle game.
That could be anything.
That does not narrow it down very much at all. Portal.
I think this could be Portal. Number 2. Travel through gateways.
Well,
That's-
portals are
yeah.
gateways.
Portal,
Yeah. Clue number 3 has a clear goal to reach the exit elevator.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
And
definitely Portal.
And the promised treat is fake.
Well,
as we know,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
Paul,
totally
wow.
These are good. We're
Portal.
nailing them.
Paul.
Because we're doing well, that means they're good questions.
Explanation: Portal is a puzzle game where you have to work out how to get to the exit. Use the portal gun to create and travel through portals. You have to solve the test chambers to progress, and the cake is definitely a lie.
There you go.
Final one.
Here we go.
to get
Cover your
4
ears.
out
This
of
is too
4.
loud. I need to make it quieter. But,
I'm in space.
sorry.
There you go. Question 12, set of clues. Here we go. And the clue number 1, you play as a very skilled professional character.
Mario.
Could be any. Yeah.
I think is it Hitman? Could be Hitman.
It could be
Yeah,
Hitman.
could be Hitman. Yeah.
Hitman. Number 2, clue number 2, has free reign to explore, finding the best way to accomplish objectives.
Yeah, it's
sounds
Hitman.
like Hitman.
Whilst encouraged to use stealth, players can execute the mission in a variety of ways.
Hitman.
And finally, can cloak themselves to mingle in the NPCs.
Assassin's
Hitman.
Creed.
It could, yeah. It
I
could.
think it's
You know
Call of
what?
Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely. It's not. Do you know? I was thinking it could be Assassin's Creed,
No,
couldn't
it's
it?
not Assassin's
But
Creed.
it's
No, it
not. It's
couldn't.
definitely Hitman,
It's not.
and it
You
is
don't have, like,
Hitman.
one mission.
Yeah, it is
Hey,
Hitman.
perfect score this week. What now?
Perfect score.
Now we got we got 10 out of 16 or something.
Finally, it says you
12?
play as Agent 47, who's the world's deadliest and most efficient assassin.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere, watch your targets, and find the best route to assassinate each target. You can be sneaky. You kill your targets without being seen, or by making them look at like accidents, or you can go around shooting the place up if you wish to do so.
Oops. A barbecue fork went through your face.
Exactly. Agent 47 can use disguises to escape guards and blend in by going unnoticed. So there you go.
That's right. Hey, did
And he
anybody see
finishes
this
off.
guy get stabbed in the face with a barbecue fork? Not me.
Wasn't anything to do with me. What, he got arsenic in his barbecue food? I have no idea how that happened.
Well.
He finishes off the email by saying, I hope you enjoyed that, which we did. We've enjoyed the three-part quiz. Thanks for including me on the show by reading out my emails. This means a lot. You guys are amazing. Look, we'll take it.
Well, we are amazing, but
we are amazing.
We here, don't tell anybody. Listen, hang on a second. We pretty much read every email that anybody sends, so it's not as though we're choosing like the best emails from all 50 that get sent each week.
Can I just say though, I think a Silent Gamer's emails are particularly good because they've had a quiz and everything.
I'm
So
not saying
they've been
they're
pretty
bad emails. I'm just saying like
been good.
It shouldn't mean as much as it.
I
seems
do
to
read
be.
every
That's all I'm
email, it's
saying.
true, but he definitely, I thought it was pretty good. So I really enjoyed the quizzes. He says, thanks for all the podcasts you do. Keep up the good work. All the best. Cheers.
We should establish an aura of mystique around thank you for all the emails. We read them all, but we can't read them all out and we can't respond to all of them.
Maybe
But
I
thank you so much
should.
to everybody who writes in.
Yeah, make
We
out
had to
that we're
pick
getting
the best
loads
ones.
of emails.
And then people will be like, God damn it, I wrote an email with actual comments and questions, and they're reading Jason Gallagher's shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Not that we don't
thank
love you,
you,
Jason, but it's a little incoherent sometimes.
That's it for the email section. We just haven't got time to read out all the emails we got.
Yeah, there's thank you to everybody who sent all the other ones.
Thanks for that, but we had to just pick the
We
best.
love you.
And that was the Silent Game.
We got to keep it. We only have so much time.
There's not enough internet. We can't.
We don't want this
we've not got enough
podcast to go on
bandwidth.
for 3 hours a week.
We haven't got enough bandwidth
Just 2.5
for all this
hours.
stuff. For all this stuff.
Ridiculous. Are we ready for shout outs?
I think so.
Okay.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
This is the part of the show where we all start losing our temper and getting ready to wrap it up.
Fair enough. Right, I'll go first. I'm going to go first. Get him out of the way.
Go ahead.
So I'm obviously going to shout out a Silent Gamer for creating a nice 3-week quiz for us because we kind of like that.
Thanks,
I'm also,
G.
and I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm going to shout out Jason because he sends us emails every. I might not understand every.
Yeah, he's a reliable guy.
But he has an input. He has an input. I'm going to shout. I'm going to shout out Sack for giving us some nice compliments in the chat. Not that he'll probably ever hear these.
They
He
were
or she.
so nice that I'm beginning to think that they were AI generated.
Yeah, they might not ever come back, and we might never hear from them again. But thank you, Sack.
Well, to be fair, I mean, look, I don't necessarily believe that it's AI, but if you want to make sure no one thinks you're AI, say something that's more specific because all of his comments could have been just copied and pasted.
Yeah, it's true.
How old are you guys? Super fun. Just watching this. It's super sick. Really entertaining. Have a great stream.
He's obviously
that says
on
nothing.
crack.
That's well, he could go into any stream and just try to get people to follow him back or something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm also going to shout out Sean Teal for just making me laugh by reminding me of some silly stuff we talked about a long time ago.
That's
It's
right.
always fun. It's always fun.
We have no original content anymore. We're just gonna...
The year, can I just say, the year before
Remember that thing that happened? Oh, that was so good.
that happened the year before COVID, all that time ago. That's how long ago COVID is now.
Yeah, it feels like
Yes.
ages ago.
It does, but that was the year before COVID. That's it for me. So over to you, Chidi or
Yeah.
Duke, whoever. I don't care.
Well,
I'll go next.
Go on. Go on.
Okay.
Yours was going to be serious.
Shout out to
wasn't it?
everybody who. What?
Yours was going to be serious. That's what I thought.
Oh, you don't want to follow me? Go ahead. Go ahead. That's fine.
Yeah, because I'll be like, shout out to Dicks or whatever. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to
They're
follow
great.
that, do you?
Yeah,
They're a lot of fun. Dicks.
So yeah, I don't know. Shout out to Baby Rosa for doing so well on the.
Oh, Baby Rose, that's so cute.
Yeah. And all the nice things everybody says about Baby Rosa, because I don't want to be that dad that posts a lot of pictures of the baby, but I'm definitely.
But
doing
on the other
that.
hand, it's possible to go too far in the other direction because we do want to see her. She's adorable. You should be posting pictures.
Well,
of her.
here's the thing, Chinny. When you're 60 and she's like 16, See what I did there?
I don't know if that works. Yeah, go on.
When you're 16, she's like 16. You were like, "Hey, Rosa, listen to this podcast I talked about you. Listen to this. I gave you a shout
we talked
out."
about you pooping in the pool.
She's saying,
Yeah.
no one listens to podcasts anymore.
What's a podcast?
We use Gadzorb.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gedzorb.
We all Gedzorb now, you fucking idiot.
We have it beamed directly into our brains.
Why are you calling me a fucking idiot? That's pretty rude.
Bloody hell,
I'm your
bro.
dad.
I
I taught you how to swim.
That's no fucking idiot is like a phrase of like a nice.
It's a term of endearment. Now,
yeah, endearment. Yeah, there you go. That's the word I was trying to think. Yeah,
it's a word of adornment.
Yeah, adornment. I can't speak. It's too late.
It cheeses my bacon.
It cheeses my bacon. That's the name of the show, by the way. That's what I put.
There you go.
Yeah. So she's like, yeah, thanks, you fucking idiot. I really like you, Dad. You fucking idiot. That's the end of that. I'm gonna stop talking because it's.
I want to shout out us
Yeah.
for completely forgetting about Play My Game, bitch.
Oh yeah,
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine because I barely played it. I'll be
Totally
honest. I played it for about 5 minutes.
totally forgot.
I was just like, something feels wrong. What are we gonna do for Play My Game next week? Oh wait, we're gonna do the same thing.
Well, the game that we were meant to play. We can do that for next week.
What is
Yeah,
it? What was
everybody
it?
else can play it now. It's called Robo War or something.
Robo
No, Robo Quest. It's called
Robo Quest. That's it.
Robo
Right.
Quest.
Yeah, give it a try. See what you think, and then listen to us talk about it next week.
Yeah,
Any other
Robo
shout outs,
Quest.
Chinny?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Before you
Okay, I'm
do your
gonna
final, I was going to say before you do your final, very serious shout outs.
I do have some fun shout outs too, you know. I'm not just a Debbie Downer.
I know. But just to remind people, because we only had one email this week, like to the email address. I mean, Jason insists on sending them to the old one regardless. And Sean obviously sent him, but we have got
have
another
one good email this week.
I know, we only had one good email.
Yeah.
No, we
Go
had
ahead.
two good emails in Jason.
Go ahead.
But yeah, if you want to join in and send an email, I can't guarantee I'll read them because we get so many
So many.
of them. But you can send that email to vgpodcastuk@gmail.com. That's vgpodcastuk@gmail.com. In case you don't know the email address, and like I'll do my best.
Yeah.
But we get so many, it's whether we'll have time to read out.
And
Please send them in.
because the storage is almost full of all the.
It is.
emails that
It
we
is.
get.
Google keeps sending me warnings because there's so many emails in it.
All
But
right, that joke's done.
look, send them because if you've never sent one before, send us an email. There you go. Do that.
Okay. Shout out to SLH for keeping our Discord strong and showing us so much love every week. We love you, SLH. Thank you. Shout out to James Bevan for calling Shinny's new ride a Pimpmobile. Shout out to Jason for always emailing in. Silent Gamer for sending us the quiz. And who was the other email from this week?
Sean Teal and Jason Goller.
Sean, duh, of course, right, because he's right there. Shout out to everybody who's shown me so much love this past week when I needed people's good wishes. Jason Gallagher sent it was probably the most sort of narratively linear email I've ever seen from him. Like he had, some actual stuff about his life, and I really appreciate him being willing to open it up and let me see a little something about who he is. So thank you for that. Shout out to Antonio and Tainted Brain and Amar, who are showing a lot of support and love as well. And, again, like I just love having a community here that I can look forward to in good times and bad. And, it was Thanksgiving this past week, and I'm very thankful for having known Garrett, and I'm thankful for knowing all y'all. And I interviewed Garrett once about lots of stuff for the Sincast. We talked about comic books, TV shows, movies, music, some other things, mostly comic books. But I was just, I went back and listened to it this past week because I think it's a great way to connect with somebody again. And I'm really glad I did that because, I interviewed my mom. That's my most recent interview on the Sincast because, my nephew is relatively young, and I think maybe when he gets a little older, he might be especially interested in hearing that interview. So I didn't think that Garrett's interview would serve the same purpose, but it ended up doing that. And so if anybody wants to get to know Garrett a little better, check out the Didactic Sincast. I don't remember what episode it is, but just, scroll back through the episodes and you'll find my interview with Garrett Crowell. And you can find out a little something about our life together or our lives and how awesome he was. So that's enough of that. He's the one who he and I really love Jerky Boys together. Where is the thing of here we go.
Yeah, huh?
So that's from the Jerky Boys, and yeah, that's how we often talk to each other. Is just as what you call it, Frank Rizzo. That's the name of the character.
Listen, I don't have time to play with the phone here. I got a lot of stuff I got to get done.
It was just us yelling to each other on the phone and stuff. So. Anyway, that's it. We done? Is that it? Is the show over?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
I think so.
Okay. Thanks for listening, everybody.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Thanks, Carl Cars, for joining us on the Twitch stream and reminding us about Enya and Am Social. I mean, I'd like to shout out everybody who's commenting on YouTube, Twitch. There's so many people. I can barely keep up. It's like the scroll of the chat is just so fast. I can barely read who's saying what.
So many emails.
So many emails.
Yes.
Oh.
All right, people. That's another week wrapped up in the can.
Another one in the bag.
It is. It is.
That's right. I hope y'all have a great week.
Yeah, you too. You too.
I will talk to you soon.
Right,
Yeah,
see
yeah, you too. You too.
Peace out, fam.
Bye.
Yeah, yeah, you too. You too. Rightio, Mr. Mike Chin. I'm going to leave you to it and go to bed myself, he
I can
says.
see on the baby monitor that Rosa is not happy.
Oh, what's happened?
Don't know. She's just kicking off, you know.
How's she doing anyway? She's sleeping well.
Not really. I mean, she's not sleeping bad. She's sleeping like a baby, mate. Really. So like just up every 2-3 hours, and yeah, it's one of them. What can you do?
Get used to it. You get used to
I
it.
feel like I am used to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone said in the snooker club that I go to, he says, "Oh, I hated the baby phase." I was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "I love it." And he's like, "Well, I'm really bad at fighting sleep," and I was like, "Ah, well, I'm very good at fighting my sleep, so
Yeah.
so it doesn't really bother me."
Yeah, it gets, and once you get into a routine and stuff, though, it will get better. It always does. Eventually. Unless you're like our friend Lindsay, who never managed to get her kid to sleep through the night.
Well, but they're all different, aren't they? Like some kids.
Yeah. I mean, we were super lucky with Millie. She was sleeping through by about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
She were having a last feed at midnight and then not waking up till about 6 o'clock in the morning. So it wasn't like a full night, but we used to get a good 6 hours, 6.5 hours before she was up again. Yeah. And we told the midwife, who said, "Oh, we're getting her up for a feed at 3 o'clock in the morning." She's like, "You what?" I was like, "Well, we're waking her up to have a feed." She went, "What do you mean you're waking her up?" I'm like, "Well, we're waking her up." And she's like, "If she's hungry, she'll wake up. Just leave her."
They don't say that anymore.
Oh, that's what she said.
No, they don't. They say the opposite now. What you were doing was what they tell us to do now.
Yeah.
You've got to keep waking her up.
No, she said, "Just leave her. Just leave her. Let her sleep. She'll wake up if she's hungry."
In fairness, Stu, that was about 22 years ago. So
20, yeah, it is nearly 22. Well, we'll be 22 years ago in a month.
Yeah.
Less than a month, 13th of December.
So, yeah.
22 years ago.
The advice now is to, apparently the mother produces the best booby milk at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, she's fine.
Well, she's fine, yeah. No, obviously.
Yeah, she's fine. She grew up fine.
But I suppose it's like for things like, illness and immune system and stuff like that. As they're growing up. I know she's fine. But, yeah, so she hasn't lost weight at all, Rosa. She's like piling it on, so it's really good.
Yeah, it's what kids do.
She's doing really
kids
well.
do, man.
It's fine. So she's fine in the sense of like she's healthy and everything and whatnot. But she's having a jabs next week, so she might start to get a bit difficult.
Angsty.
It's fine. I mean, if you can't spoil a baby, who can you spoil?
Well, that's what you do. That's what you do, mate. Oh,
I'm going to
bless
ask you
her.
a question, Stu.
Go on.
Are you done with TikTok now? Can I not make any more TikTok videos with you in them?
It depends.
they're at your
It depends how controversial it is.
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, no, the ones that I was going to make was one about a trailer. So like it was about like it was a video about download our podcast. We recorded it 2 episodes ago.
I remember.
Yeah, so there's that. So that's not controversial. And then I think last week we talked about like a monster with 4 dicks. and that was pretty funny.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with those.
So I will send them to you if I do make them.
That's okay.
And check. And I don't think...
Well, like I say, we know I'm not going over it again. That I was fine with the other one, but it was just what happened afterwards.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's fine. All right, I'll.
That's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'll send them to you anyway. But I know you.
Okay, doke.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay, doke. I will leave you to it. I hope you get some sleep.
I know, mate. Yeah.
I'll speak to you next week.
Yes.
All right, mate. See you soon.
It's all right.
Bye.